bar.
That extra gear, the first 3 steps.
Huge strides in the performance.
That I might not be the player I am today.
All right, welcome to another episode of Behind the Gear, and today we're doing something a little bit different. This is a brilliant idea that I came up with. No, just kidding. No, it kind of got brought to us by a friend of the show, Jonathan, and he had mentioned doing maybe a little bit of like watching the game with some buddies and kind of breaking down what we see on the game and different things that we kind of, I guess, see a little bit differently maybe than some people that watch it, or some people are probably on the same page. But so we're going to check out a game from Monday. It's Monday, January 13th. It's Philly-Boston game. So pretty cool game. Unfortunately, we can't show it on camera. So we're going to kind of go through some highlights of it. If anyone else watched the game, they can kind of tune in or check it out or watch the game. But we'll kind of go through most of the game and just kind of chat. And basically, for anyone listening or watching, you're basically sitting in the living room with Max Campbell and Kevin Galerno and myself. And this is kind of how we'd watch the game.
Yeah, we're gonna reenact a bunch of the goals, right?
Okay, who's betting on who?
This is a gambling.
Yeah, even though we already know the score, let's bet on it.
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out. Let's try it out. Keep her going. I'm gonna turn the volume down on that game just so it's not.
Yeah.
And there kind of was a bit of talk, not hype, but like talk about this game, right? Just about two. I mean, Boston's been real good. Philly's been good as of late.
I didn't realize that Philly. I thought Philly. They've been on a bit of a slump, right? Like not
They were
of late,
I think they're
but
coming out of it.
because I thought they were like a bottom team, and then I looked at the standings the other day, and it was like they're just outside. Yeah. Are they in a playoff spot?
I looked earlier this week at one point,
yeah.
and they were right there.
I was shocked. Like they have the team for sure, but I know there's been a few injuries and
then
Katahat.
well, yeah, he's been good, but spoiler alert, this was from Monday, and he gets hurt. So he wasn't out for this game,
right?
Oh yeah.
He got hurt in practice the day after this game.
No, he's like 2-3 weeks, I think is what they said.
So
that's what I got on the insider.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I mean, because some sick players in this game, obviously guys like Krug and Bergeron, Marchand.
Obviously, Pasternak, who's absolutely lighting it up this year.
Yeah, Chara's good too because he's like my age and he's doing really well.
Chara's playing in this game, much older than you, and we're just watching.
Yeah, and he's like a lot better than all of us. But a couple of things that like you notice, obviously, with the NHL and the way it's played now is just the speed of the game, obviously, and how fast things are happening, how quick everything kind of happens. And the one thing with the NHL now is everything's quick up. So back in the day, it was a lot of like D to D, back to D, back to D. Now it's like get the puck, look up ice. If you have a chance to hang on to it, But for the most part, it's push pucks, get pucks up, and then get it on the forecheck.
But man, when you talk about maybe hang on to it, to me, it's mostly offensively. No one's hanging on to the puck, and very often the neutral zone or in the D zone, what I mean, or regroup and whatever. It's only offensively if they're like being patient and can create a chance. I don't think there's too many coaches, like you said, that are like, hey, just keep hinging and on the regroup and keep throwing it back.
Yeah.
No, they're getting moving right away. And they're so aware of how much time they have. They don't have to worry. Like they're looking, they know what's happening before they get the puck or as they get it.
Yeah, exactly. And some of the little plays, like we're at about the 18-minute mark here of the game, but just like skate to stick stuff. We were doing that today with some of the groups around the ice today, and just getting the puck like from their skate to your stick, and how we take it for granted at the NHL level, but how quick guys do it and how often it happens. And if you look for it, you see it so often where guys, are just getting the puck off their skate, whether it's a pass or off the wall or a fumbling puck and knocking it with their skate, making a play with it.
Mm-hmm. And it is like something like anything else. Like even for the, we had some younger players doing it this morning, and then got into some of the older players as we kept going. But it's something like when you tell them like, hey, use your feet, it's hard. Until because they just want to use their stick. But you're like, no, just use your feet on purpose. Just because in a game you don't know, no one's telling you it's coming at your feet.
Yeah, for sure.
And these guys do it seamlessly.
Now this has been 3 minutes in, so right around the 17-minute mark. Hasn't been a whistle yet. Which in a game, when you're playing a game like this and there's no whistle, it's awesome for the players because you get a chance to get rolling. You get your 3-4 lines out.
Yeah, especially early.
Everyone gets 45-second clip or shift, and you get everybody into the game, which is huge. You get all your D pairing going. So when a game starts like this with 3.5 minutes now with no whistle,
Yeah, that's great.
it's awesome.
I was just
right?
kind of thinking that too. Like there's not a whole lot of like scoring threats or anything yet. Like, I don't know, you guys, like with your experience too, the first couple shifts, you're kind of just getting your feet moving, like simple plays. These guys are professionals and they're expected to be ready at the drop of the puck.
Yeah.
But
no, but even still, you got to get into it a
like
little
you
bit.
got to
yeah.
touch. Yeah, you're not warming up at that full speed, and
No.
now you're starting to see a little bit of
Some plays.
second, third shifts where guys can.
Yeah, but I mean that like this line right here, Drew's line is out probably for their second time in the first 4 minutes, which normally like they would have, but with that kind of flow, you're getting in the game so much quicker and so much faster, obviously, which is huge. And both these teams are obviously have winning records. I think Boston's ahead of them, but they're both on playing well right now and obviously having good little runs. So it's
They kind of flip flop lately because Boston's been hot and now they're sliding a bit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're having a bit of a tough time. And
Well, yeah, I don't really think they did anything but good for all season.
yeah,
And then they
Which
just
is
kind of leveling off
year
a little
after
bit.
year. Yeah, exactly.
But man, Blazer, to what you were saying about like getting in the game, it benefits everybody. Like the first line guys here get maybe 2-3 shifts, so they can get good. And that's the same as the fourth line guys getting one shift in the first 3-4 minutes. Cause all of a sudden you get a power play with, a minute and a half in, and then maybe something happens, the line juggling, those third, fourth line guys sometimes are like 7 minutes in, they haven't seen,
for sure.
and now they're like, oh man, now they're going out there and they haven't touched a puck or whatever. And that's the same as the first line guys only getting one shift in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They feel the same way about it. They both want to get out there, obviously.
And that is hard, man, for those third, especially fourth line guys that don't play a lot of minutes to not play for the first 10 minutes or 7 minutes to get into a game. It's hard.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, let's be honest, you want to get your minutes up, right? You want to get after the first, you got a 3 to 5 minutes on there.
Here we go. Oh, this was
that's the first goal.
nice goal.
So like even that play right there by Bjork, like just obviously the awareness to keep hanging on that puck with a guy in your back like that. But then watch how he protects it as well when he brings it across. And I mean, obviously does a good job with just his strength.
So it's at the 15:45 here.
Yeah, that's the first goal that Boston scored.
But he kind of loses it. But like you said, he did such a good
That's
job
tough turnover there.
such a
Great
good job
play,
of
though.
using his
Bad
body.
turnover.
Oh, he didn't lose it. He got hooked. Sorry.
But Myers ended up like throwing up a complete pizza up the middle.
Like he
and
knows
then-
he's beat there
and puts him
then
in a bad spot.
But
But even for D-man, like if you notice when he threw that pizza up, he kind of like got a bit flat-footed watching his pass. And then as soon as that guy picked it, he should have been tracking right back. And he kind of got stuck in quicksand.
even
on
like
that
even at the
side, and
end,
then-
like if you're in a desperation play like that as a D and you know you're beat, like you can't let that guy cut across the crease at the last second.
yeah.
Like at least get in there, force him outside. Like
Or take a penalty on him. Take a 2-minute
which I
slash,
think he
break your stick
probably
with
would have had there,
Yeah,
right?
potentially.
Just gotta have a longer stick, I guess.
Yeah. Or maybe go to 100 flax so you can break ankles with it.
Would. Yeah. One thing I've noticed, and again, it's like kind of 5 minutes in here, but the one thing I've noticed is just like a ton of good like puck protection stuff.
Yeah.
The guys using their body, like you're saying,
Yeah.
the retrieving pucks, forwards in the zone in the corners.
How good was that play right there? I know that they
little
didn't score.
cradle.
Well, yeah, but even
So 15-18 when Ricci kind of gets a good shot, good chance in the slot, but just that. Go
and I
ahead.
don't even know who was on the wall there, but most players are going to get that. Like it was the D made a mistake behind the net, missed the puck, and so it came around, and whoever was on the wall right there didn't even
threw
stop it. He just turned and fired it right
Fired
away,
it.
exactly because
Yeah.
he knew who was there. Most players are going to get it, turn. By the time they turn, look what's there.
But that's something too for
crazy how
coaches
fast
to
he did
keep in
that.
mind is like little skill plays. They're just working on the wall, just rimming pucks down to your players and getting them to tap it into an area to make a quick pass off their forehand, tapping it to their backhand. Like, little things like that are huge and they translate into stuff like this when you get an opportunity in a game as a D-man to get the puck out or a forward to get the puck in on, pass or make a play off the wall. All that wall play is so huge for sure.
And look what that goal, like that pizza by Myers, would have ended up in a goal.
Yeah.
Philly hasn't touched the puck since.
Now Boston's got a bit of momentum here, right?
That's what I
They're
mean.
kinda
Boston
pushing,
scored. They won the next draw. It's been in the zone, and they haven't touched the puck yet.
One thing too, and anyone who's watched hockey a bunch in the last year or two, you see a lot of high flips now, right? Like back in the day, you wouldn't see a ton of high flips as much as you do now.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I know some coaches get annoyed at it. But when you're a D or a forward in trouble and you can high flip a puck, not to send it for an icing, but to keep it maybe inside the blue line or, inside the hash marks at the far end, so you're not gonna lose it, or send it for an icing. That's to me is a skill play.
Oh yeah,
and
like
even
an area pass for somebody to make a play off of, for sure.
I haven't done it this year, but I remember last year when I was in Hershey, we practiced this a couple times at the D, like under pressure with a little bit of speed, getting the puck and then trying to high flip it. And it was amazing to see how much better they got at it, first of all, but also like how many icings there were when we first started doing it. And then they got better at just getting underneath the puck, getting the puck up and over something, or getting it up and over the blue line, let's say, and then getting it out of their zone to the middle.
But it's hard.
Zone.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Like, and a pro D guaranteed sometimes wouldn't do it. Like everyone's like, oh, got to work on your one timer, got to work on your timing, got to take 100 of them or 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
Flips, like if you try to high flip a puck and you whiff on it and the guy just like, it goes right to the guy in front of you. Like, how bad does that look? You might as well just pass on his tape.
You might not play another minute that period.
So
if you keep coughing
like for those D at the HL level, like for sure, guarantee that's something, some of those guys, maybe not all of them, that are like, I got to do that.
But those are skill things, I think, that a lot of coaches don't think of working on, that I think are really important for kids to learn. And if they can get comfortable at it at young ages, it's something they don't have to worry about later on, and they can do it, they can perform it. And then once you're able to kind of get that, especially under pressure in a game situation, it's huge. Mm-hmm. So we're back here, a little commercial break, but now we're back at 13:50 here of the first period. One thing too, go ahead. I
was just going to say, like, Philly has not gotten anything going really yet.
No, not at all. And this is one of the things that, as a fan, anyone who watches the game sees this all the time, but momentum shifts in a game. You see your team push a little bit, get a bunch of scoring chances, get a bunch of shots on net, maybe dominate a period. And then all of a sudden, in the next period, the next team comes out heavy and then they're dominating that period. And could go shift by shift sometimes, could go 3 shifts in a row. You have 3 good shifts, and then all of a sudden the other team comes out and they get better shifts and they're pushing a little bit more. And I mean, it's crazy to see, like, when you really watch a game, you can obviously see these momentum shifts big time. But I guess what I'm getting at is like, what causes that? You get a big save sometimes, a fight, a penalty.
How do you get out of it?
Yeah.
Like, so for you, let's say, and you spend a lot of time in the pro coaches room and stuff, and not necessarily on the bench, but like, let's say that TV timeout, Philly knows they're getting worked right now. Even the first couple shifts, like first couple minutes, like we talked about, kind of dry, not much happening. Then Boston gets a break, they score, and now they've had full control. What's happened at that TV timeout? Like, it's not an official timeout, but they get a chance to chat. Line mates could say, hey, let's take the flow back here. Let's have a good shift and get rolling. Like, what do you think's going on the bench for like the coaches and stuff?
Well, I think there's probably a lot of like, let's go boys week to F up, and whether it's a captain saying it or a couple older guys or the coach or whatever. But right now, like, Philly's getting completely dominated. And I got another guy I want to highlight a little bit here is Krug. Like, Torrey Krug, how good is he at just protecting the puck, making plays? Just a smart player, obviously, but just unreal at kind of making plays.
Like shifty, evasive.
Yeah. They're showing kind of Pasternak's line right now, just turning pucks over basically. But again, like, when you get high skill guys, there's going to be more high risk there as far as trying to make plays, trying to put pucks through guys' legs or trying to put pucks in tough areas. And then, it's going to high risk, high reward, right? That works once in a while, which is great. But those high end players are going to try that stuff a lot more than your fourth liners will. Yeah. He signed a nice deal, Ivan Provorov. Didn't he sign this summer?
Yeah, he signed this summer. They had a couple this summer, right? They had two. They had Provorov, Trav, and they now have one like Konechny and one other that were all. Provorov signed, I think, just before. Like he wasn't at the start of camp, or he signed right before the start of camp.
It was right before the start of camp, I think.
And then, then Trav, and did they have another one or no? Maybe they didn't.
I don't know. Was it Sanhai, maybe?
Can't remember.
Could be wrong. People are just
you can just make it up.
Philly fans are just like,
there's really no way to check for sure.
No.
So.
No, there's no such thing as good. Hang on, I might have it right here.
But here's the first shift since, where Philly's got a little bit of sustained pressure right there. And that's a big hit. He wants to see a good pinch on a D at about the 12-20 mark. Yeah, first period. That was a real good step up by the D.
Another thing too, man, isn't there something to be said about like how well goalies can play the puck now? Like, Ross really nice play there, moving the puck.
Yeah. And how it didn't end up getting out, but that can be a huge help.
Yeah.
What do most goalies think? They got to like make the breakout pass. No, you just got to help your D maybe so they don't have to pick it up off the boards or, you know what I mean? Because he kind of banked it almost like a little bit of a reverse pass like a D would do. But Rask did it and it can gives that D like an extra second or 2 seconds.
So like 11:40 mark, like Marchand goes down in the corner. You can see him slow up a little bit. He's got time, but the amount that they shoulder check as forwards going in, obviously we all know this, but just getting young kids to practice that and like going in to retrieve a puck down low and really looking both sides, turning their head, making sure they know where the traffic is, where they can put the puck. I, again, think that's such a skill that we need to practice more with young ages, is getting them to scan the ice, look around, and take it for granted when you watch the NHL because you see it all the time, but it's, you watch these high level players and how much they look around, how aware they are on the ice. It's huge.
Yeah. A D there made a nice play to get him that puck to Marchand.
Yeah.
Like another area play. Yeah. Which again, it's hybrid icing here, so they can get away with that where it might be icing in minor hockey or juniors, but nice play.
Yeah, I was just going to say that play by the wingers, so not something you notice, but phenomenal. So it was right, I guess it was right around the 10.
This shot by Konechny at 10:44, like simple little play off the wall, but I don't know if they'll show it, but coming in kind of off the wall on his offside, brings it on his backhand, quick little backhand forehand snap. No, easy save, but those are like, again, those little skills that to me, that puck could maybe bobble or maybe it makes a little bit of a play on net. And then all of a sudden,
if he's in tighter there, it might be, a more scoring chance. But one thing I know we talk about with kids too is for myself, at least, I always try to get them to have their hips, follow through towards the net, keep a good line, get more power. But like as you get older, as you get stronger, the ability to shoot the puck when your body's facing one way or reach across your body and just like those desperation plays are impressive.
No, and that's a good point because I know a lot of coaches teach like correct foot, wrong foot, things like that. And I think I understand it. I think it should be more weight transfer, front foot, back foot. Because to your point, Max, you got to be able to shoot off any way.
Well, if you're rebounding, you're whacking. Like you got to be able to reach across your body and
you got to be able to shoot off both feet. You got to be able to transfer your weight on both feet. You got to be able to, there's so much to do as you get better. It's offside for sure.
If you score a goal, no one's going to critique your shot.
No. No, exactly. Exactly.
Chara, what a beast.
Yeah, no doubt.
Seriously.
Here we go. Most games played. 6th. It's almost up to Cashman.
That's just for Bruins, though.
And man, he put in how many years do you think? Like he's got 1,000 games with just them. He had to have played
with
a
Ottawa,
couple hundred with Ottawa.
Islanders too.
Get the hockey DB going. What's everyone's guess?
Marlowe
say he played
1,700, right?
I bet he played 4 seasons. So what's that? Like 300-ish games, depending on injuries. What's your guess, Max?
I don't know.
How
old is he?
Okay, so Chara right now is 42 years old. He's a 77.
Oh, he's got to have like more than that then.
Great birth year.
Is he closer to like
because he
16, 1700?
1500?
His NHL totals for games played is 15.
31.
So he played
1,531.
So he played 500 with 500-ish with Ottawa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's got 655 points. Like that's not bad for a big defenseman who is Terry when he first came in.
He had that stretch like when he came to Boston where he was like he was power play in front of
He was kind of he was
his biggest year though in Boston, he had like 43, 43. This was in 06, 05, 06. So 43, 43, 51, 50, 44, 44, 52.
50 points. That's a decent year for some forwards. Like
that's unbelievable, man. 50-point year, 51-point year was 08 or 9, 8 or 9. Yeah.
Here, can you go back and like has the
definitely we're high.
Just go back to Niskin and just walked into the slot for a shot. I'll ask you guys.
Looking right around
your thoughts around this.
Right around the 9-minute mark. Oh, that's going to be a ways back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's right here, I think. Okay, stop it.
Ooh.
So you see how I don't know.
So it's right at the 9:15 mark.
So I didn't realize it was kind of a cross body pass, but like he flips his hips and then he like uses that to kind of slingshot kind of back towards the net. I don't know. I just feel like if you catch that and you keep your momentum going forward
to the net.
and now you don't waste any time and maybe you catch him far side over the glove or something.
Oh, I agree. And you watch how he finishes the shot here. So this is at the 9:12 mark.
Like right now he looks money, doesn't he?
So I agree. If he just cradled this and fired it, he'd be fine. But watch his body. Watch where his body finishes. It finishes like down the hash marks towards the boards, basically.
Yeah.
So he spun his hips around. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like if it's not needed, I get if you're at the blue line, you're walking across and you need a little bit of,
I agree with you.
kind of, something to get you back towards the net, a little bit more momentum. But,
and that again, comes, and this isn't to him, like that's just a reaction play. He did what he had to do to get it off. But again, practicing dies with your D-man. So getting pucks like a low to high. So it's a one-timer maybe, or one touch.
Oh, God.
Because that happens a lot, that slot pass, that seam pass.
Yeah, right. And trailing pucks or getting them on your backhand or one timing them for D coming in.
I just think Giroux walking down in that same instance, he's barely catching it and it's snapped off top shelf.
Yeah. No, I'd agree for sure.
Well, did anyone see Josh Brown's goal the other night?
That was awesome.
He did the same thing. He was in a little bit.
He one-timed it though.
Yeah, he was in a little bit farther, so he was probably in like
one
12.
timer off his forehand.
Yeah,
same
similar
side.
Similar pass.
Like his non-one-timer side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So it was on his forehand. Puck comes across, and he just basically one-touches it.
Now big strong guy, like, but he it wasn't even like it's not like he went bar. You know what I mean? Even posting in, it was kind of middle-ish of the net. But
you catch the goalie coming across, right?
Goalie had no chance.
I think we worked on that this summer. Actually,
so you did that. Yeah. You're welcome, Josh.
I had a chance to see him and catch up with him actually in Washington because Florida was playing there when I was in town one day and
nice.
chatted him a little bit. Yeah, he was pumped. Everything was going well and he was doing well.
Been up all year.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Such a good guy too, right?
He's chipped in with a few few points here and there.
How old
you were saying like he's pretty mean.
25, 26
Yeah,
probably.
that's what I thought, mid-20s.
You guys ask me anything, I got it right here.
But there's a guy who's kind of like, paid his dues a little bit up and down, like down and then up and down. And now he's, call him full time because he's been up there all year. And I think he was up for a lot of the year last year, right?
He played like 30, 40 games at the end of the year, kind of finished the year off.
Probably not going to have a 50-point season like Chara, but he's, you know what I mean? Could stick around in that, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 role.
Yeah.
Probably for a bunch of years.
He's played 40 games.
Plays tough. He'll protect a teammate if he has to, or he'll do anything, including the offside one-timer.
There you go. So here at the 8-minute mark here, 8:05, little like pushing and shoving. And this is the stuff though to me that like, I know it's like maybe not ideal. People don't like it, but like team toughness is one thing, right? Maybe not guys aren't super tough, but getting in there and helping guys out, I think is huge. And being a team guy and jumping in on, like, who wants to get pushed around by Chara?
Oh man.
Nobody.
And Hayes is a monster himself too.
Yeah. And Chara's towering over.
Chara's
him.
like, who wants some?
Yeah. Look at him just going around right now, just saying, guys, get out of here.
No, he doesn't even say anything. He just looks at them. Stares right through them.
But nobody was really doing anything crazy. Everyone's just jumping in.
This guy caught him with one right there though.
Yeah.
That was, what's this guy? What's this? Nashville. They're showing the highlights of the Nashville fight. So Chara and
32. I have no idea. It's not Watson, is it?
No, it's Euro that kind of got stuck by accident in the fight.
It was 32.
He's a Euro.
I want to say Grimaldi, but Grimaldi wouldn't fight him.
I don't think he probably wanted to. He just kind of, here we go.
Yeah, he kind of caught him on the chin there.
Yeah, he did catch him.
Irwin?
No, Irwin's 52 right there, isn't he?
Chara's had a number of fights already this year.
Trenin, Yakov Trenin.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say that.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I
would have guessed every guy on the roster before, and I would have never said his name.
But he's 23, this kid too. But he kind of got stuck in a tough situation. I don't know exactly what happened, but he kind of had to fight him, and he did well. Obviously,
That's probably one of those situations where you're just trying to show up and not get hurt.
Oh,
and then he catches him with a lucky one, which is, if you're going to buckle Chara's knees like that, you're probably catching him with a bit of a lucky one.
I mean, he'd be hard enough to hit, right? You'd have to have good reach to be able to even hit him. If he strung you out, you're in a tough one. I got into a fight one time in pro. A guy hammered my winger from behind. I jumped in, and the guy was like 6'7", big, tall defenseman. I probably threw 15, 20 punches. I didn't land one. Swung. It was like a big guy just holding the kid on the head. And I was just swinging away at nothing. I couldn't hit him. No, but I couldn't I could not touch him. He just strung me out.
Were you just like
swinging at the air,
by moving your feet,
trying to get around him, but I couldn't. And I had zero technique. So
try not to catch one in your chin.
Exactly. It was awesome.
here.
It's one of my highlights.
I would love to know the penalty box conversation. A 6, what'd you say? How tall?
I want to say like 6'5", 6'7".
So I would love to
probably
know
like
the
tall.
conversation that a 6'5" guy had with you after you after you went after him in the box.
Probably told him I'd fight him again.
Yeah. So even right there, like we say how quick they're moving up ice, but like they get that puck off the wall. Boston's on a change, and they're moving north as quick as possible.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I just saw another move. It didn't work out, but at the 7 minute mark, trying to put the puck through the legs. Might have been Lawton. I'm not sure, but it's such a like putting pucks through your feet. So if you're driving a D wide, let's say your left hand shot coming down the right side, and you slide it through your feet to get it kind of the opposite side of your body. Mm-hmm. Such an effective move, but 5 years ago, someone on your own team would have punched you in the face for trying to do it.
Yeah.
And now it's so acceptable. It's part of the game. It's a skill move, right? Like, and it works. You can protect the puck. You're being deceptive with it. Like,
it's just I think there's certain things, like I know anything can be learned, but like I'm not playing the NHL, but like I would never put it through. It's just not in my bag of tricks to put it through my feet. And then you see what Draisaitl said this week about after the Forsberg goal?
No.
First of all, that Forsberg goal.
That was unbelievable.
The way he picked it up. Did you notice?
Blade over? It's unbelievable.
He did it different.
I tried it today on the ice.
He did it different than
toe picked and kill myself.
Yeah, he did it different than everyone else. He just like turned his almost to his backhand side, but then ripped it all the way around.
Well, he turned his stick, so he had just the toe of his blade on the ice to scoop the puck.
But even like Draisaitl, who's 50 goal scorer last year, second in points this year, he's like just like stone cold. Like, no, it's not in my bag of tricks. Like,
yeah.
Some guys I just don't know.
Yes, but I mean, like, look at Schneschnikov. Though, like, how good is he at? Like, he's done it multiple times, scored a couple times with it, but how sick is he? Like, and if you're comfortable doing it, if it works, go ahead.
Yeah, he's probably been doing it for years.
Is that your secretary? Kev?
My agent's calling. Actually.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah, they heard some of this.
Did they tell you to get off the pod? What are you doing right now?
Hey, there's professionals that do this. Why don't you leave it to them, okay? Sorry.
By the way, for anyone listening right now, if you've stuck around this long, thank you. But totally, like, well, the idea behind this is just have some fun with it, obviously. But just if we were sitting on a couch right now at home having some beers, which we will end up doing this again, hopefully we'll have some beers. But I think this is some of the conversation we'd be having and just talking about like some skill stuff that's going on. And like, I appreciate little things that guys do that maybe don't stick out on the score sheet or stuff. Like even that D-man right there, I think that's Carlo at 5 minutes, like just pulling the puck off his backhand, bringing it back to his forehand, making a play. Like those are little things to me that translate to the game. Going through 17 pylons and, toe dragging and sticking a top shelf on an empty net doesn't really translate for me. But these little skill things that we see out here are, even that little move. Like, just spring them. Here we go. And right there, like the 4:45 mark, good drive wide, tried to slip it under his stick, which I love. Wasn't successful, but like all that stuff, man, just working on things that are going to apply to a game. So when you're watching a game, you look at like the skill things that guys are doing and basically try to emulate that in practice or in skill sessions. We're going to have our first power play coming up here. This is good. Let's see how they rip it around.
4:30 in the first.
This game is a good game because there's lots of goals. I think it ended up being 6-5.
Don't ruin the end.
Oh, yeah.
Now that everyone's left, this plays will ruin the end of the game.
Not sure. The Butler did it.
Yeah, but there is. I don't even remember how many were scored in the first, but man,
what's he got on there?
I don't know.
He's got a little something in his stick here.
That's weird. There's a hole in it.
There's a hole. Oh,
there's
I heard
a
about
hole
these.
in
These are
it.
new Bauer ones.
What?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
That looks silly.
Oh, that's a fat paddle too. That's an ugly stick. Who's that?
Nebraska.
He's okay, though. He's not bad. He's a good hockey player.
They were showing somebody like a legit goal
so
scorer.
So if anyone hasn't seen this yet, the first time I'd seen it, but the Bauer blade, the fat paddle. So fat paddle is like a thick blade, good on draws, picking up passes, things like that. That looks like it's max height too. But he's got a hole in the blade. And I think one of the reasons they do this is to like speed up your shot. So there used to be a Reebok stick that had, remember the holes down the shaft?
I remember those.
So you had a faster slide.
No, I
I had one of those.
no, I didn't pay for it. I just got
Yeah,
like,
obviously.
okay.
Did you ever try it though?
yeah, no,
How was
I remember because like I know like in the coast and like the American League and stuff, that's all
Right.
they always used to use was
Yeah, yeah.
Reebok and CCM.
Was your
So-
slap shot faster?
No, I didn't like it at all.
No.
Mind you, I got whatever was in the stick rack. Like I just probably got like a 120 flex, like Lidstrom
Straight
or something
paddle.
like that. Yeah,
Goes to lefties or righties.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, you got to hit that past or
yeah. Let's try to
past that.
find something here on this power play.
Yeah. So many teams now though are flanking like that. So you've got
Even
your-
like so 350 there, like for Philly, just like those little
Nice pass.
like those little passes without looking and just knowing there's a guy in the middle, like
yeah.
kind of like a popular thing now, but
Oh,
takes a little bit of courage to just throw a blind puck, especially
Well,
to a Boston power play.
These power plays though are so dialed that
Yeah.
they know like their bumper.
Yeah.
See their bumper,
Yeah.
like that middle guy. So bumper's that middle guy
Yeah.
in between the box, but not. I know you
Yeah.
guys know this, but just for if anyone's listening, I was talking like retards, like we don't know what we're talking about. But that like knowing where that guy is, he's always a release valve if you need him.
Mhm.
He's open. But
And
you're
that-
right, like they're just like a lot of no look stuff, a lot of quick little
Yeah.
plays.
Oh, wow.
There, yeah.
It's a sick pass.
So Krejci goal there, 311.
but even watch Krejci's the one who gives this puck up, and then he just
Busts to the net.
moves. He doesn't
Yeah.
stop,
Yeah.
and he throws the brakes on at the goal line as he's getting the puck.
One thing I like is if you watch, I think here on the replay, he kind of like reinforces his blade. Like maybe not
Yeah.
really with his feet, but
Yeah.
everything's going to
Like
that
protected,
post.
right?
Like he's not just swinging at it, whacking at it. Like
Like,
he's,
if he misses it, he's hitting
Yeah.
with his skate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even like he's so strong on his stick there that he's not even trying to elevate it. He's like, I just have to get my stick
it
on
on
this
that,
and it's
yeah.
gonna,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where like for me, I know like that offside side, like if you're trying to push or like hit it perfectly, you're going to miss a lot short side. Like it hits the blade
Sure.
funny and
Yeah.
that's a tough play. Like
man,
especially he rocket past that.
Well,
over.
that's a bomb.
Yeah.
Like a heavy pass. And then how many guys do bobble that? Right? Especially in
Oh.
minor hockey. Like just getting good at that. Just getting good at touches around
You
the
see,
net.
you see open net, and you see okay, like it's going to be for sure going to be a goal, and you kind of either maybe you don't follow through on it, or your blade opens up, and I don't know. I feel like I see that a lot.
Oh, tons, man, for sure. Okay, one thing too. So on Krejci, great goal. Obviously, good player. Why are players tying their laces around their skates?
either.
I didn't even notice.
To me, that's
this.
like that was house league back when I played. It's so gross. Why?
the long laces
These
around
guys play in the
sale.
NHL. They can get an 84, a 96 length, a 108 length, a 120. Like they can get any length they want.
Look, at
this.
right there on the
Yeah.
jaw.
It's tied up around
I
the
don't
skates.
get.
Why?
I don't get what it's.
Sick shot block right there.
I try. Was
That was
it-
connect
that
me.
was
Probably
Travis.
just like anything. Like if you start it when you're young, that's just what you
No,
do.
this is new because a lot of these guys
Think?
were. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I've never noticed it like
There's
this.
a
can't
guy
be-
on
it can't be because
Washington
it
that
looks
does, isn't
cool.
there? Isn't there a guy in Washington that does it?
Orlov does a little bit on the top of his skate, and I asked him about it. I'm like, "How can you do that?" And he likes it because it keeps his tops of his skates like kind of
Tight.
tighter to his back.
Maybe that's it.
If they have like, but that's like on the ankle part, which isn't going to move by a lace. Like
I
the
don't-
top part of your skate, I understand, like the flat part on the top, but I don't get it. I think it looks so brutal.
Yeah.
Especially, this is one thing too for young kids up and coming, is like looking like a player. You know what I mean? Like taping your stick. Make sure your stick looks like tape, not like all chewed up and stuff. But then just your look on like your skates, your shin pads, just looking like a player. Like you see, and I mean, you could be a real good player and look dusty. That's fine, but
But it matters. Like when you're going to tryouts, like Ovechkin can. Any of these guys can do what they want, especially a guy like Ovechkin, or
Sure.
and he's got his big
Yeah.
dangly.
but he's the only guy in the
Laces.
NHL I think who wears yellow laces.
and even just laces hanging
Right?
from hanging from his pants. Like
Yeah.
you can still look like a player like that, but like for younger, what was that?
Going back to what you said about like now people are trying more things. Now people are obviously doing stuff like that more too, though, and
Different style things.
yeah, and like things that we probably
Yeah.
and like you said, some of the older guys would be like, this guy's a fool. But I was watching, I think Toronto, New Jersey the other day, and Gusev. It was like end of the game. They had a power play. It was like 6-on-4 or something like that. And Gusev had the candy cane tape job on his blade.
Really?
He had black. I don't know if it was white where he just skipped spots,
Yeah.
or if it was white and black. But like he had the candy cane, like
No
full
way.
blown, and like just yeah. This is the first thing you saw on camera. He had it up by his face, and it was just like, oh man,
Oh man. Yeah, that's tough.
yeah.
And I understand like trying to be, trying to be, your own person and trying to have your own, not brand, but
Creative,
being different, but still like.
I would throw me off to have two
Same.
different.
Same.
You guys see what Bergeron did when he high stuck that guy?
Yeah, I went back to him and said, hey,
during the play, like kind of like and then he went back and gave him a little tap too.
So Bergeron just took a penalty with 2 minutes left in the first, but he was kind of going for the stick, missed the stick, got him in the face with a high stick, looked like close to the eye actually, but on Lawton. But went right back to him and said, hey, like kind of gave him a pat, sorry, like. But I mean, he's such a stand-in, like such a guy.
There's certain guys that have so much respect. Like,
he didn't mean to
do something dirty? Would he ever dirty a guy? No way.
Like Marchand might go back and just gently butt end him in the other eye.
Spit on you while you're down.
Yeah.
Nice play.
Oh
wow.
Wow.
I feel like we should be more descriptive than
guys, you got to check this out. You got to check it. So this is Philly's first goal, but just the movement on the puck on entry and like real good play, and then nice little dish by Trav. I think was it Hazelberry?
But see where he puts watch what Trav does when he gets the puck in the slot, like puts it to an area where he could shoot it, but he opens up his hands and passes it. But the goalie just for a second's got to honor the fact that he might shoot it.
Because he did kind of open up quickly there, but like he was going and you're like that motion towards the net. Like you got it. Same thing. You got to respect.
It's a great shot though, man. But we talk about this all the time. You're going to get one-timers on the like low, kind of below the dot and above the bottom of the circle. You got to get it elevated and you got it at least over a pad because the goalie's going to come down, usually in butterfly. And he did a really good job there of getting it up and over.
And not a big wind up either, which is like, it's got to be quick. And like you said, elevate it. So you got to get low with your stance and be able to kind of use some of that arm strength to push it up.
Bergeron got a 4 minute. So
that was 6 seconds in.
Yeah. So what happens in a 4 minute, obviously, is they cut out the first two if you score, and then you still have this double minor. So they've got the second part here, the power play, with 1:05 left.
Where it's such a big difference from getting a 5 minute.
Right.
Like I know it seems like it's just 1 minute, but they scored 6 seconds into that power play. And then all of a sudden now they only have 2 minutes left, which is great. They take that goal, but so it goes down to 2 minutes. If they would have given them a 5 minute, then they would have still had 4 minutes and 54 seconds left.
Yeah.
The 5 minutes.
Fives are only given out usually for obviously fighting, but usually those are coincidental. And then
like intent to injure.
Yeah, I was going to say like a real bad, bad.
A real bad, like if you high stick someone
right?
and you were trying to dirty them for sure.
Yeah. Well, right now, Philly's power play was unbelievable. Now it looks like a dog's breakfast here.
So many teams doing that long drop pass.
I was going to say, who does that remind you guys of, the first team to ever do it?
Good question. Who was the first team?
This would be just only because I went to school here, but like in Michigan,
what a block.
Watching Detroit play all the time,
they started
that's
doing
who Lidstrom was like. And then again, someone had to have done it before that, I'm sure, but like that they did it. They slowed the game right down and just Datsuk would come in and just do his thing and enter kind of at will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's crazy. Like, I don't know. There's got to be, and I'm sure there is ways that teams try to defend it, but there's got to be something that you got to switch there. Cause like sometimes the guy just walks from far blue line right into your zone. Like it's.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, obviously the reason for the drop is to get that the PK kind of standing still so you can attack with speed. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys notice this or not, but I just see it a lot because I practiced a lot. With pro guys. But everything now is up the middle. So if you're carrying through the neutral zone, they want to kick it to the middle so they can drive the D in the middle and then kick it out to the sides. Right? Yeah. So you see that on the power play now too. Like most times they'll drop, that guy will carry just up the dot line or in between the dots and then try to kick it to one side and then either chip it and chase or whatever to get possession of it.
Makes sense for sure.
There's a lot of that now. So starting the second period here of the game, 2-1, still on the power play for Philly.
Do you think teams like...
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
When did I miss a second goal by Boston?
No, Krejci, remember?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, right. I was here for that.
Hey, Kevy, welcome.
Hey, welcome to the show.
So
welcome
glad
to the
you came
episode.
in. That's great. I heard your voice the whole time, but you just showed up. Wow. How was last night? Good?
Edit that out.
Unfortunately, we don't have a team to edit that out, so we'll help you edit out. 2-on-1. Oh, wow.
Oh, my
God, you got to see this, people.
Yeah.
No, this is the third goal. Pasternak, little 2-on-1. Nice sauce pass across. Who was he with there? Was it Marchand?
Pasternak and Marchand. shot.
Yeah, it was a lefty. Yeah.
And then a little pull across. And this is another move that's like vintage, like 1975, maybe like little
No, he doesn't go
forehand,
over.
backhand, 5-hole.
But he doesn't go over. He doesn't sauce it. He goes
Oh, he
under.
go
So
under?
watch him
Oh, he
read the
did go
D
under.
stick
Wow.
though. Like
Yeah.
he waiting, wait.
Thread.
Yeah, it's a
And then
nice
he-
play.
Like that's just high end skill, but like that using, like you guys said, attacking the triangle there with the pass.
Yeah.
But when Marchand does it, if anyone's watching, but like when Marchand does it, he doesn't just keep it on his forehand the whole time and then try to thread it. He stick handles quick, so now that guy thinks maybe he's set it up for a quick shot, and then it's attacking right away. Like
It's keeping that D-man guessing a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
because if he is just going back in a straight line, he's quick enough where he can move his stick to try to.
And
There's
you know,
that high
one thing
flip.
to keep in mind too, yeah, there's another high flip for sure.
Sick one.
One
That was
thing
a
to
good
keep in
one.
mind too for forwards is the most important tool anybody has on the ice, obviously their stick, but especially for D. So if you can keep them guessing and keep their stick moving or keep them from committing with their stick, so like dropping it for the pass or, you know, to take that passing lane away, then more options you're going to have to make a play. So if you can handle it like that and get him guessing on a shot or a pass.
Jeez, man,
But now what about the D though?
tough game for the goalies.
Yeah, and then for the D,
Like I think the D could have done it better. Like
for sure.
he's standing straight up tall. Like if you
Yeah.
just make the
Yeah.
forward think like, oh no, I might
Get a
drop
little
my
bit
stick.
lower.
Like,
Yeah,
I
for
might
sure.
drop it.
Totally.
Just had another goal at 18:48 here.
Yeah, so Boston just made it 3-1, and then Philly came back at 18:48 to basically make it
Sanheim.
3-2. Sanheim, like good shot from the point.
Yeah.
But he was kind of just a throwaway on net, and the puck kicks back.
But great job, like
the other
moving,
thing- yeah,
moving across.
Okay, so when you watch him shoot this puck, though, watch his like slides for sure, and then watch where his head is. Like right, his head goes down to get the puck, and then right away his head pops up, and then the whole time on that
Yeah.
shot, his head's up to find an area to put the puck. I don't
Wait,
think he's-
yeah, kind of waiting for a shot.
I don't think he's trying to score, but he's going for a stick there on his
Yeah.
teammate.
No, but a
who's in
smart
front of net.
shot with
Yeah.
Raffle doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Like if anyone goes back, as soon as the puck goes up high, Raffle takes like a quick, like a tight line and just comes from behind the goal line, stands right in front of him. And he's
Yeah.
only there like not even there long enough for the D to come in and move him. He was only there for 2-3 seconds,
Yeah.
and then the shot came, and it was a good shot. But the chance of that shot going in without him in front,
Yeah, no,
probably
there's
not.
No way.
Raska's probably not letting
You
in
would have
it.
probably stopped it because you're pretty good mentally
Well,
goalie.
I'm okay. Yeah.
You had your glove in the right position anyway.
Well, here,
It would have tipped your glove.
what Ras did wrong here? Let me break this down for you.
Yeah, can you let us know? Actually, in your expert opinion from men's league hockey, playing with grade 9s and 10s.
Yeah. But those little support things, like it doesn't matter if we're talking about, on the Hayes one timer, like Trav adding that little bit of a shot, you know what I mean, opening up a little pass lane, or on this one, a smart shot from the point, dragging it like you guys said, and then with a little bit of a screen. Like very seldom is there just one thing
Yeah,
that causes a sick goal. Like even the 2-on-1 goal, Marchand makes a great seam pass, and then Pasternak, finishes off with a great move. But there's always like multiple things that are, the guys are just too good. There's generally not one mistake causing a goal or one good play. It's a couple.
and they're just showing that Sanheim goal again. And if you're a Boston fan, you're mad, right? You're
That
like,
Krejci there.
oh man, yeah, I
Did you
could
get
have had
some
that. I
Krejci?
should have played that better.
Yeah,
And Sanheim did a good job of like getting his head up, getting a puck
Yeah.
on net in an area, and
those
obviously
are ones that he could do like 10 times in a game, and 8 of them are getting blocked.
For sure.
And it's like, yeah, it's just an easy goal.
or getting saved, right? So if the
or not,
goalie can
yeah.
see it, he'll definitely snag it. But
Nothing crazy. That's why coaches say, right? Get pucks to the net.
totally,
Boom.
5 goals
crazy.
in 22 and a half minutes.
yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a good game to pick.
For a game that hasn't really had it's not like there's been 10 grade A scoring chances.
No.
Every
Okay, so
chance
one
is going
thing
in.
here, just real quick, talk about like defensive sticks and offensive sticks and things like that. We'll see here at the 17:33. So off the draw, little play off the draw, but I think it might be Pasternak. But just looking at his stick in the defensive zone and making a smart play with his stick. So watch his stick right here, stick in lane, boom, knocks the puck down. Now all of a sudden it goes from a good play from low to high for Philly to a turnover and a puck going the other way. Now they're in their own zone just by having a stick in a lane on a passing lane and knocking that puck up and making a play with it. But those are like little things that are frustrating for fans, I think, sometimes. 'Cause you're like, oh man, if you're a Philly fan, you're like, that's a brutal pass.
Easy pass, yeah.
But obviously a real good play by Pasternak there. And
Yeah, totally agree. One thing that we can't hear on here, Obviously we have the volume down right now, but and you can hear sometimes if you're listening to the broadcast, you know, because they have mics, but there's that little pass about 20 seconds ago. The winger got it and he just like touched it behind him. Those things don't happen with those guys not talking.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
There's so much chatter. If you're watching the game, you can hear it. Like if you're at the game, you can hear it.
Yeah.
And I would say it's one of the biggest,
Oh, wow. Nice.
one of the biggest differences from like even like the OHL to the NHL.
Yeah.
Like the amount of chatter, you know what I mean? It jumps up. They talk so much. And that's one thing that kids of all ages, but especially when you get into like those, you know, the bantam midget ages, you got to start something you got to focus on and get better at, because these guys do so much of it.
And it's not hard, right, to call for a puck. And that's why sometimes you see no look passes or things like that. And everyone's like, oh, that's crazy. But the guy was calling for it. He knew he was there. He just had to set the D up properly or set the goalie up and then slide it, you know?
And then that guy's calling plushy shoulder check. And now it's a hard pass. Don't get me wrong, but it's a very doable play.
Yeah, totally. So that's a 15, kind of 56 mark. Another like good offensive stick this time by Philly to break a pass up and cause a bit of a turnover. Didn't turn into anything, but just getting a stick in a lane, kind of not even getting the puck, but just knocking the puck into a different area than where it was supposed to go.
Myers is having a tough game.
Yeah. He's a young guy too, actually.
Yeah.
But he's
That was that one in the first.
Yeah.
It's a good step up.
That's a really good hit. By Hag's another young guy too.
And Philly just got rid of a little bit of toughness this week too, because they put Stewart on waivers.
They did?
Mhm.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
He's been bouncing around a bit, right? The last few years.
Well, he was over in Europe.
Europe.
Yeah.
He was over in
He
Europe, then
couldn't
he
find
decided to come back, and then I think he was doing okay.
I think the start of the year he was all right, and
Yeah.
then I think he
Did
kinda
something
died.
happen at the start of the year with Philly, and then they played again, and he was in someone's face, or I don't know. I just remember kind of him patrolling the red line.
Well, he would have been for sure. That
In
was his role,
warm-ups,
and he was all over it.
Yeah.
But that, like, again, like, I don't know if this will happen or not, but like a kid like Gabriel, right?
Oh, somebody stepped up and hit Trav in the head.
Oh, yeah,
was that
yeah,
him that
yeah.
stepped in for that?
He like the next day or the next game, I think he was like kind of at the red line. Who was that hit him?
I can't even remember the team, but I remember it was a dirty hit.
Oh,
wow.
jeez.
Yeah, this we got to talk
Sorry,
about.
Trav, we're not talking
this
about you
is
anymore.
Unbelievable. We'll get back to you there, bud.
15-10.
So now it's 4-2 Boston, and this pass right here through feet, I think it was, like made a nice little pass through these feet. So Boston, I think, who was carrying there? Was it?
looks like Heinen.
Yeah. So look at this, man. Opens
Same
the
thing,
up, yeah,
kinda,
through the triangle.
So that
Go.
when he gets this pass, like he doesn't really change the angle a ton. He kind of skates around it a little more. Oh, you know what he does? He moves it across. Goes backhand to
That's
forehand.
a sick
Like,
shot. That's that same shot I was talking about with Trav further out, right?
Look how much. Look at the angle he gains just by
now
moving
he's
it a
in
foot.
tight.
And that's like he's kind of like that little chip shot, like off his heel, just kind of pushing the puck out in front.
And it doesn't have to be a cannon either, right? It's just a quick little play, and you're just trying to get that puck elevated. Like even if you look at the puck, it's not perfectly flat. It's not a cannon. It's not a hard shot. It's a good shot. Don't get me wrong, but it's a quick little pull and then snap.
Man,
And then
shot.
that's a great play.
And he gets it off.
If he waits
quick enough.
any longer than that,
D's coming across.
If he waits any longer than that, I mean that the Phillies D stick is within 3-4 inches when he released the puck. If he waits any longer, or even adds an extra stick in it, when he got his puck, he got on his forehand, right out in front of his body, like you said, pulled it over and shot. If he adds an extra stick handle, anything, no shot.
He's in one. And that's Coyle. He's been a good pickup for them. He's 2 years ago, was it?
He wasn't. Yeah, and he was in many, right? He wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't like kind of living up to expectations there.
And then
They re-signed him. I think they just re-signed him.
Just
too.
did, yeah. He's a good player. American,
But I think
so,
Coyle,
right?
DeBrusque,
Might
those
be
guys
like a
always
Boston
find. Like, I'm
area
personally not
play.
a Boston fan, but they always find ways to get big goals in the playoffs. Those type of guys.
Oh,
Ooh, that was a tough pass.
Yeah.
So that was right around the 14:35 mark, the second, and that's what we were talking about, like throwing passes but not looking. So the winger throws one out to the D in the D zone.
takes a chance.
Yeah, and Philly picked
Looks
it
great
off.
if it goes on his tape, but probably hear about that one.
Coyle just signed.
Yeah, it was a pretty good deal, wasn't it?
No, he's still on. Oh, no, he's on. Yeah, 1920. He just signed a 5.25
For how long?
for looks like
3? No.
6.
6 years.
What?
Good for him.
How old is he?
Yeah, a 6-year deal for 31 schmil.
Does it say how old he's on there?
He is.
He's got to be.
He's a
Like,
92. So he's 27.
it's not bad. He'll be out of it at 33.
Yeah. How about that high flip?
Yeah, that's a nice play. That was like a
Look what,
sauce almost.
great stick by Provorov.
That's a great,
Stop
like
a
even
breakaway.
Bergeron at 13:27 there, just like a stick lift to gain body position.
Yeah. He's pretty good at protecting the puck. And
Yeah,
stuff,
looks he
right?
just looks strong there. Just out-muscled the guy.
Yeah. Man, you look at those at him, like Marchand, even Goudreau, like not big players, obviously, but man, they're good at like controlling the play, but protecting the puck.
Yeah.
You very rarely see those guys get run or get like trailed, and get stuck in the train tracks.
Yeah.
Like very
They
seldom.
don't put themselves in bad spots very
No.
often.
How about this creature? Gritty.
Gritty.
Talk about for a franchise though. Talk about getting a
Brilliant.
but like getting just making the most of your mascot. Like this guy's.
Did they have him? What is it? Was it last year they came out with him? Last
I think
year, I think.
so. Yeah.
What did they
I
have
think it was-
before that? Nothing.
I don't know.
They probably.
A horse. Now they got the trashiest mascot who's like one of the
Brilliant
most
marketing,
popular
though.
mascots. Yeah, it's
Amazing, yeah.
awesome.
That person definitely got a bump and pay there.
So coming up on halfway through the game, I mean, really, Boston's had held the majority of the play.
Yep.
Offensively and like possession, it's 4-2. So if you're you got a TV timeout coming up, if you're Philly right now, you're like, we're still in this. Could be 4-0. Like
For sure.
I mean,
yeah.
can't count on Sanheim goals like Sanheim's all the time. Like, and then a sick goal by Hayes, but it could be 4-1, 4-0, and they're in big trouble. But I mean, like we all know how this game ends up.
They definitely capitalized on those chances right after like getting scored against.
Mhm.
Well, and that's the other thing.
which is
Push,
huge.
like,
There's that
yeah.
stick again.
yeah,
that
really
you just
good
said,
stick, right?
It should be to a fan. That's
Oh, my goodness.
It was
Here
also
we
goal,
go.
Okay, but that D coming behind the net,
We sound
it looks like
morons.
an easy pass, and it kind of is, like
Yeah.
whether it's under or over the stick. But the Boston guy just gets a stick in the lane, and it's such a small thing, but so many players don't do it. Put their stick in the wrong way. Right, look where his stick is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, and then who is that? So he turns the puck over, and then 8
York.
seconds later, it's in.
to Krejci again.
But man, this walk around the
Just
net,
DeBrusque
even
that
right,
stopped him.
walking around the net right here, looking, and then nice dish across.
Yeah, you
Now,
gotta-
there's your hip. There's your little hip flip, Max, and for
Yeah.
DeBrusque, but
Well-
he does it opening up. Look where he goes.
Yeah,
Just
that's
backs up off
that's
the pressure.
obviously
That
different.
is.
Like when he's more of like a standstill, like
Mhm.
pushing away. Yeah, that's
But a lot of guys will just stay right there, and
like
then
in
they're-
one area.
well, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He backs up off the pressure a little bit.
But it's also like finding those soft areas, right? And your guys come around tight to the net, get away, get in a soft pocket so you can find a scoring shot or a scoring area to get that shot off.
For
in a little
any of
time.
our listeners that don't know what you mean when you say soft area,
Yep.
It's like
for
a,
real,
it's
what-
like a
what do you-
soft
Kind
patch
of
on
where
the
you
ice.
played a lot of your hockey. Like,
no, not a
areas,
soft player,
No,
a
no,
soft area.
it's finding areas where nobody is. Yeah.
I can find those.
If you're not sure,
I
just
can-
look up Kevin Galarno.
Yeah, I can find those.
No, but like finding like soft pockets in the offensive zone where you can kind of hide a little bit or like get away from a guy or push off a guy even, and then get a little bit of time to get a shot off. And Krejci did a really good job there. Kind of just like no one was on him. He just kind of sailed back a little bit, opened up for one timer, got a sick pass through traffic, and then just threw it on net like a nice one timer. But
the other thing I think too is it's only, call it whatever, soft area, whatever. It's only that soft area for like 2-3 seconds
it's
or a
exactly-
second maybe,
yeah.
but finding it and then, you don't get the puck. Now, what do you do? Where are you going next if you still have possession or
Yeah.
finding a new soft area? Now
Well,
he
totally.
opened up and he got the puck, like he opened up, boom, puck was
Yeah.
there. If that puck doesn't get to him, he's moving right away.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's so important too for players to like, if my team has the puck, getting into an area where I can be an option, whether it's a passing option, shooting option, whatever it is, right? At the 11:24 mark of the second, if you ever want to check this out, but obviously we love this kid, but Travis Konechny, and watch the stick lift here and then body position behind the net. So they're in the offensive zone, puck's going to come around on a rim, and then watch a little stick lift here to make a play with it. Gets the puck, maybe misses the stick, but gets a puck, and then behind the back pass, which just miss. But I mean, those are like little things that, again, people know that that's a skill play, obviously. But if that executes, which he's done it before to execute, a lot of guys have, but sick little play, good awareness, seeing what's going on around, right? Like, and I guess question for you guys, like, can that be practiced? Like 100%.
Oh, there's a hit.
Yeah, that's going to be, that's going to cause a melee. And here goes the dirty duster of Travis connecting right now. Just reversed hit.
Yeah.
McAvoy right before the whistle. And he's probably going to get a penalty for it.
I got to see it again. I don't know how tight the puck was, but I don't
wasn't
think
really,
that's dirty unless he got him high.
over the glass, I think.
Well, if the puck's not there, then yeah, take it back.
I'm pretty sure the puck went up over the glass, but we'll see here. So Trav comes down, shot, gets blocked, goes over the glass, and just kind of revert. Oh, there's a puck.
Oh, sorry. I was just stopping.
Yeah, I was just, what? Oh,
It's going to go back to the bench for a change.
yeah.
Here
And Char was the first guy.
Get Char just giving him little rabbit punches.
Just little play punches. We call those Sudbury play punches, just little funsies on the cheek. Are they gonna do some up here or what? Chara might get one. Oh, shoulder.
He's telling him it's
not
in the
nice.
face.
That's not nice. Chara got a penalty here for going in on Trav, and so did Trav probably.
Is that what you think? I think it's going to be just Philly.
No.
Yeah. I don't think he caught him in the face. He
No,
was in
that's all
the
right.
chest.
He wasn't expecting it. Oh, he
No.
grabbed his
head.
face like he.
Yeah.
Wagner.
So Wagner will probably get one too for jumping in, and then Chara just comes in.
No way. Just Philly. Just Philly.
This-
I don't
this-
actually know what happened. Does
This
anyone know?
kind of reverse hitting though, I love. Like now, had that puck stayed live, it probably would have been okay. But reverse hitting a player, so players coming in on you, you got your back to
he's
them.
not even looking.
No, just reverse hitting though. Like it's so effective. Guys don't expect it sometimes, and you can create space just by giving a little pushback.
No call.
And Trav
Just
got
Wagner. No way.
Scott free, and Wagner got a penalty for coming in. That is. So,
I said just Trav, and it was just Boston.
I'm gonna mute your mic soon.
Let's go Philly.
Yeah, that's unreal. But even if you look at a guy like Marchand, who a lot of people don't like, how good is he? Like he's played power play, penalty kill, regular shift, like plays everywhere, gets under guys' skin, draws penalties, plays hard. And then you look at a newer, younger kid, but Trav, same thing, like gets under guys' skin, plays hard, scores goals. He's putting up points right now. Like,
Wow.
I mean,
Nice play.
that was a nice little wrap around there by Voracek.
Power play here.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dwayne. Great job. But I think that's a kid that's going to get better. And Marchand, like, I don't know, but if you look at his numbers, I don't think can someone look at his numbers? Can we do that? Let's see his takeoff.
Like his quick starts.
Yeah, like how fast he is. No, but for real,
Yeah.
I bet he had some 30-point seasons.
So let's see, his first year in the NHL, like full season was 10-11. He had 41 points, which is pretty good for a rookie.
Pretty good
Then
for a rookie.
55, 36, must have been injured in 12-13, didn't play the whole season. And then 82 games in 13-14, like 53. But you're right, like not until 16-17 did he have 85, 100. And then this year he's got 63 already.
Yeah.
So last 4 or 5 years, as he's matured, kind of found his game, and probably created more ice for himself where guys are like not scared, but like aren't going at him as hard and know that he can make plays. And
Well, offensively, they know they got to respect that. Like he will make you look silly.
he might poke you in the nose
Yeah, he
with
might.
a stick.
Or lick
Right.
you.
Too.
But
Or
you were
lick
talking
you,
about Trav. He's I mean, his curve is probably going through the roof right now, even the season he's having now.
Yeah.
We were talking about it earlier, but he's got 35, 40 points already.
Yeah.
Now he's getting a chance to play on that top unit, which
But
helps.
I mean, he didn't always have that, right? So you look at a young guy coming in. Obviously he's playing top 9 a little bit, so probably third line for the most part. And then the last 2-3 years, he's gotten up at the top 6 pretty consistently. But he's a guy too that's frustrating for coaches. Like coaches get rattled just because he's got a bit of swagger to him, and so he's he's not doing himself favors all the time. But he's a guy that they love having. And
I remember a couple of years ago when he came back in the summer, he was like, I don't know if you guys remember, he was working on a shot like a ton.
Yeah.
And he kept saying that they're looking for someone to fill that first power play spot. Like I think with Giroux, and I don't know if it was the same the same kind of crew as they have now, and now look a couple of years later, and
Yeah.
he can obviously rip the puck pretty well.
No, and he's a threat, right? Like he's a passing threat, but he's also a shooting threat. Like he's got a good shot. He's beat a ton of NHL goalies just clean with the shot.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to respect that as a goaltender. But yeah, you know, you're right. And that's
he's a big guy that shoots off his heel a bunch too.
Yeah. He does for sure. Yeah. And he's really good at like letting it go quick. Like back and forth
or at
and snap, right?
At the same instant, like that little sauce he threw, like he can change up too. Like he can look quick and then he can kind of place it, which is pretty cool.
But when for sure. And when you see, like, again, going back to young kids, but you know, having areas of your game that you want to focus on, that you want to get better at. Like one thing that's really simple for me with young kids is saying, hey, if you just work on your one-timer, that's going to get you more opportunity on the power play, get you more chances to score 5-on-5 if you can let it go quick. But you know, the more kids work on this stuff, man, the, you know, areas of the game that they need to get better at, whether that's quick starts or whether that's shot or whatever it is, like, and you want to get more ice time, you want to play penalty kill, then learn how to block shots, learn how to get in front of pucks, you know, like for sure.
There's ways. Learn for the D-men, learn the high flip. Oh, there it is again.
Yeah. Yeah. But face-offs, man, you look at face-offs, that's such a big stat that they keep now on every game. Even if you taken 5 draws in a game as a winger, they want to know what you did and how well you did and what your tendencies are. And like, it's huge. So taking some pride in that part of your game, if you're a centerman or even a forward in general, nothing worse than a winger that can't take a draw, right? Really, like it's something that you should have in your bag a little bit that you can help out. But
if you're a centerman and you know your winger is a competent, you know, face-off guy, like you're not worried about how much more willing are you to cheat a little bit?
Oh, I can be aggressive.
Do you know what I mean? But if you have no chance of winning the draw, you know, and you're in a D zone or even offensively, like you want possession, I'm going to not cheat as much.
Yeah.
You know, just knowing that like, okay, well, if I get kicked out, we're on the back check right away, guaranteed. Or
yeah.
Well, I would say things have kind of evened out. Like Philly's been pushing back a little bit more, even though they're down 5-2 now.
Yeah.
As we watch Boston work.
That's a great little fake shot, slap pass by Boston there. Just a little like fake the shot to the net and then slide it, you know, either to your D partner or down to the flank guy on the far side. But getting everyone to bite on that shot and then making that pass across. That was
is very unhappy with Ramp. He caught him with one earlier in the shift, and he found a way in that shift to get him about 3 times back. Marchand's out there a lot.
Plays
right?
a couple minutes a game, yeah.
Like he's probably playing as a forward like 22 minutes. You think?
Yeah. And another thing too to keep in mind, like I'm going to say probably 90% of faceoffs that teams take have set plays. Now they don't get executed a lot because maybe the other team wins a draw or the draw is kind of a muffled play or the winger comes in. But right there, if you notice at the kind of 7:20 mark, Marchand, that draw in the D zone draw, you see how he kind of took off and then went up the ice. That was his route for that draw. And I'm assuming the play was to get the puck out, up and out or make a play off the far wall or whatever. But most faceoffs, there's some sort of play, especially in the D zone or the O zone.
Oh my.
That was a nice little play.
We keep talking about this, but did you see the pass by Voracek?
Yeah.
Through the seam again, through the little stick.
This is 6:48 in the second.
He kind of loses this one, right?
Third goal. Yeah, I probably kind of got lucky going in, but there's another player who's like unreal, man.
Yeah.
Couturier you're talking about?
Yeah.
Right here, watch. Look.
But even where his eyes, like, so looking at Voracek coming across the ice, he cuts basically right side to left side, kind of east to west, and then looks one way and dishes over to Couturier, and then Couturier brings it to the net and kind of
definitely a bit of puck luck. But
yeah,
you think like for Halak, he's probably getting set to come across with his stick because he sees him making the move, and obviously it falls off. And
yeah, we were saying Rask at the start. That was our bad. This is Halak in that, right? Yeah.
Yarrow.
Man, think about this though. We were and again this game was a couple days ago. So for anyone that knows the ending score, but it was 5-2 Boston.
Yeah.
Halfway through the game. You know, you're like, they've scored 5 goals in the first half. No chance are they going to get shut out for the rest of the game. But
totally.
you know, obviously Philly takes the flow. They probably have a real strong third
afternoon
period.
game, or was this a weekend game?
No,
Monday.
Monday night.
It's Monday night game. But and you just mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, but now you see Philly's kind of all over them. You see it. Philly's got the momentum right now. They're pushing. Their big guys are probably playing a little bit more minutes right now, trying to get back in this game. They're probably playing 3 lines, spotting the 4th line in a little bit.
Sure. That's a
There's
great battle.
there's another turnover
That
right
was-
there.
Yeah.
That was a nice opportunity.
That was a great opportunity. So
But was that Giroux out?
checking?
Chara.
Yeah. And then tough turnover here at the oh geez, missed it with a hipper. But yeah, and it's crazy, right? How you can get a team hemmed in. One guy hangs onto the puck too long, and then all of a sudden now boom, it's going the other way, and there's opportunity, going the other.
They're just like that. They're
So,
winning.
yeah.
He dumped that and got it himself. They're
Yeah.
they're winning puck battles.
This would be their 4th line here for Philly. Who's back out on the ice, which again, like
With full possession and a goal.
what's your 4th line
right.
out there to do, right? They just scored a goal, which is massive to make it 5-4. But I mean, their job's to get it deep, have it in their zone, get some energy, don't get scored on.
That's another tough
And
one.
Now they come in and
Yeah.
score
But
a
you
goal.
just had the first lines, or first or second line, whoever that is, Voracek, Couturier, Couturier got kind of lucky on that goal in terms of losing the puck and it going in, and then some major puck luck, a shift and a half later by the 4th line.
That's 3 out of the 4 goals that have been.
Oh, geez,
Oh,
it's
2
been
Boston shin pads.
Isn't that crazy?
But look who's in front, man. You got
Bonneman.
Bunneman in
Oh,
front.
buddy.
You've got Bunzy. you got 2 Philly guys, 2 Boston guys in front. And I mean, what are you going to do on that, right? Just kind of pinballs in
For
there.
sure.
But-
And you look at that, talk about that Sanheim goal again, both had a guy, like you're saying, right in front.
Yeah.
Neither of those go in. Even though it hit 2 Boston shin pads, that D-man's wasn't trying to block it. It just hit him because he was trying to tie up his guy who
Totally.
was standing there. Go to the front of the net and put pucks on net, and good things are going to happen.
I always talk about good habits, like with teams, and coaches are always preaching it, but the video doesn't lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can always, I'm sure guys like it and they also hate it at the same time, but
I think video's hard on players because, man, everything you
could pick them
do.
apart, for
Yeah,
everything.
everything
But when you
go-
do stuff like that and you're
Yeah.
in the right spot, it's like,
Everyone flash back to their playing days right now when they're going into a video session from the night before. Like
hide.
Saturday morning, you're going in to
Yeah.
watch last night's video, and you're like, I know this shift is coming up at some point. Or
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
don't hope they didn't catch this, what I did here. And you just feel it coming.
Yeah.
Like,
Good
how
thing though,
bad
most
you
of the
feel.
video is like not as detailed. Like now they got 2-3 different views,
Yeah.
they got different
Yeah.
camera angles. Like, no, I swear I didn't butt end them.
but how bad
see
is that like personal feing when the coach is like, look
Oh,
at
yeah.
this guy giving up on this play. Look at this guy stopping his feet here. Could have got him. Like,
Yeah.
that personal feeling of like, oh, sorry, fellas.
Yeah. But we've all been in the situation too in a game where you're back checking and you're just a stride away and you see the play develop and then they score and you're just like,
yep, that was
Yeah.
my guy.
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
So true.
And I've done it a bunch, but even coming to the bench and being like, boys, that's on me. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, and kind of owning it a little bit. Not that makes the video session the next day any better. But
I seem to say that a lot.
it's just different. Like now in men's league, you're like, yeah, feel it, boys. We're
Yeah.
down by 2.
Yeah, but then like your line mate, he could have made like a terrible play at the blue and then you made a mistake later.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you get the
Yeah.
blame for
Right.
it.
Which
but
happens
it
so
started
often, right?
with
Where-
him, yeah.
Bad clearing attempt by the D or whatever. And
Where you're fessing up to it on the bench and he's like, yeah, you're right, Blaze. That was your fault.
yeah.
Don't worry about what I did in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
The best was like, it was a much different game, obviously, when I played, but like on the back check, for the most part, you take the guy furthest from the puck and kind of that was your man, right? If you're the first guy back, D got the rush. And where now they want guys tracking pucks way more. So if the puck's on the far in the neutral zone, you're the first guy back, you're going hard to help that D out and take that puck away. But so you do that. Sometimes you'd actually turn your body just to make sure you had your guy, and then they'd score, but you didn't see it happen. Like, and the old line, like I had my guy.
Got my
man.
guy.
I was locked in with my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough goal. They're just showing a replay of that third goal. This is how he got his goal.
Skate.
I don't even think.
I wonder, did Bunny get the credit for it?
Bunsey got
Like, are
the
they
goal
saying it went up?
first. Yeah.
Boston shin pad, then his shin pad,
then over, but
another
that's
Boston
his first NHL goal.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. Take it.
Yeah.
So wait, you're saying he scored in the NHL? Yeah, take it.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. But if he like knows that didn't hit him, like, does that kind of just tell him?
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't just like start selling in the corner.
That's a tough one to just throw your hands up like it's your first goal and then not get credit for it.
Yeah. And then tell
That's
him
what we did when there was no video.
This line can zip it around pretty good. Eh?
Holy, they've gotten a scoring
Giroux
chance
and Konechny here
every
just-
shift the
yeah.
last. And then followed up with Voracek, Couturier, and I don't know who's on that line. Maybe Farabee or something, but that's
Yeah.
two pretty solid lines.
Have you guys watched Hayes play a lot? Like any Winnipeg or like that when he's, I think he was New York, Winnipeg, right?
Yeah, no, not a ton.
No.
Just playoffs last year with Winnipeg a bit.
Yeah. I know he didn't fit
He didn't
well there.
play
He
a
didn't
ton
play a
there,
ton,
yeah.
but he looks good here. I mean, he's kind of, seems like he's kind of found a role a little bit
Yeah.
here, but he just seems like big and slow. He's got skill. Like he can move the puck well and makes,
Protects the puck really well.
yeah.
But yeah,
He's not explosive, eh? But
No.
I'm gonna guess. I would think guys like playing with him, like you can kind of do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. And if you've got guys with some speed on your line that can get to pucks and get pucks down low,
Yeah.
that helps.
Giroux and Konechny.
Yeah.
So they're yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that maybe that's a good compliment. He kind of, you know, they've got two pretty speedy guys that can both shoot, both make plays.
Yeah. And I think when you're putting lines together as a coach, that's some of the things you look at, right?
I would think that Hayes is probably, if he's on that line, probably a little more defensively responsible.
Yeah.
To maybe,
Yeah.
because
Right.
you know that Giroux and Konechny are probably taking that extra risk,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
most of the time, or
For sure.
maybe jumping a little early. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's always the guys like Hayes or Couturier going, you know what I mean, going on that line. Those guys that are somebody to complement your two high skilled guys.
Right. And I know a lot of coaches keep pairs together. So they'll keep like a winger and a center together. And they'll always kind of rotate that left wing or that right wing and move guys around a little bit maybe, but for the most part, keeping like guys that gel together. So a lot of lines, I think, you know, to your point, have to be set up where you got a guy that'll get the puck and skate. You got a guy that'll, your shooter type thing. And then, you know, your playmaker, maybe you have two shooters on a line and a guy that can get him the puck. But if you have too many guys on the same line that want the puck all the time, it's hard to distribute that puck. There's only one of them. Just rounding up the end of the second period here. So, and then we'll get through the third quick and then we'll watch the shootout and then.
Stay with us for another hour and a half. It's actually like when you take out commercials, we fast forward a little
pretty quick.
bit. Like
Yeah,
it's really
overall,
not.
yeah.
It's really not bad.
No. But it would be like, yeah, this is something that I don't know. I don't mind this at all. And it's fun to like watch games with other people. Like a lot of times I get caught just watching them at home.
Yeah.
Maybe the kids go to bed and you're just kind of sitting there on your own watching it. But
That's why this isn't how you and Jenna talk about the games.
you gotta get mic'd up.
Yeah.
Put the headset on, honey. You're great. You're gonna love this game.
You and the kids, you're calling the kids over. Did you see what he just did with his stick right there?
Yeah. But if you think like where you normally watch games, it'd be like maybe at a bar, you know, if you're out somewhere, which is loud, you can't really, it's hard to talk, or if you're watching them at home, a lot of times on your own. But if you do get a chance to get together with some guys or girls that like the game and can chat about it, it's always kind of fun to.
Do you ever find yourself rewinding?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Like if you're watching on
totally.
your own, like.
Yeah, even if I'm watching it live, sometimes I'll
Yeah.
rewind to see
Yeah.
like, and it could be a simple little play, like something that's somewhat maybe irrelevant, but I'm like, oh, that was sick. How he pulled the puck off the wall or how he made a spin or whatever it was. And yeah, definitely.
You ever watch the game with people and their comments? You just want to like,
Oh man.
bite
Yeah.
your tongue.
Yeah. You want to beer ball them over the head.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just like, yep, yeah, for sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes the comments that you hear are just like so wrong and
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
I know.
That you're just like, well, that's impossible. Like he
Yeah.
couldn't.
There's a lot of like, obviously in this area, a lot of like Leafs fans that are just diehard just because that's how it always has been. But some guys don't know the game, right? So, so like you said, some of the comments are just so out of context or just completely not related to what actually happened. you're just like, yeah, you're right. It's a terrible play.
And I think the other thing too, for a lot of like parents, coaches, whoever is understanding that hockey is actually really hard. So skating around with a stick and skate blades and all that stuff, it's really difficult. So when you watch your kids play or you watch an NHL game, like you got to appreciate the fact that it's difficult to play hockey, you know? And these guys make it look easy because they're all, you know, been doing it for so long and they're all very good. But man, when you look at the young kids playing, they're just learning how to do a fraction of this stuff, you know? So,
and I mean, we were just talking about it, like we were talking about in the second, like, oh, hey, that's an easy pass. Why'd that guy pick it off? Oh, he had a good stick. But remembering these are pros making those mistakes.
right.
So your 12-year-old making that mistake, like, let's not ruin the whole car ride home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they may, you know, they didn't try to do that. Like, I'll get riled up as much as anyone, but
Can we go play what Marchand? No, don't actually. What he's actually saying. To the
So
guy
watch
after
right
whistle.
here. Kind of held him up. Marchand kind of gets tripped up by Niskanen, gets a penalty. Then the whole way to the box, he just gives him like stinky fart.
Probably
face
just
and
asking him what's new.
deking him.
How does fantasy football season go? And
Yeah. So started the third right now. It's 1932 in 1932 on the clock, and Boston's on the power play right now.
quick shot there by Krug.
Mediocre, well, great play by Marchand, but probably a little bit of a sell job.
Yeah, a little bit for sure. For sure. But again, like we just talked about Konechny drawing one on that reverse hit on McAvoy. Now you see Marchand draw one on Niskanen. Potentially, like Niskanen kind of held him up a bit, so probably not a bad call, but still.
Again, they just entered the zone so easily.
Yeah, on that power play.
I think it's like almost like for some teams, they almost write off the fact that they're going to stop them.
That's
what it
think
looks
about
like.
a team like
That's a
Chicago.
good point, right?
Like Kane, you drop the puck to him.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well just, how are we going to be set up when he gets it in the zone? So that, you know what I mean? Don't leverage yourself
That's what it's
in the neutral zone, because then you're going to be tough when he gets set up. Like, just assume he's probably going to get it in. Is there anyone, like, probably the last guy was Datsuk, like you said.
Yeah.
He's like so unstoppable, but like, he's unstoppable at
well,
getting the puck.
Now there's more, so there's probably more guys like in that role, like who like go even on a couple different teams. Like I think like Barzell or something from the Islanders, who's got crazy speed.
But you're right. Every team's got one or two, and even it could be a backhand guy like Krug.
Like Krug, he
could wheel
agile.
through, right? Girardi on the Avalanche. Like you got a bunch of guys on the back end that could do it as well as the forwards, right? But you're right. Every team's got one or two guys that can wheel and make a play like that for sure.
It's just like, again, this is at the start of the power play, but the guy had only one option to go backwards with the puck, and the guy still played it like he was going to make a forward pass.
Right.
Like, so that's just what I mean. They just kind of
almost let it happen.
Yeah.
Saying, and I don't know, like there's got to be, you know, and I'm sure, don't get me wrong, like we're armchair coaches here right now, but this was a really nice save by Hart as well here on the power play by Coyle. Got a good shot in tight and good save, but and I'm sure that coaches have thought of ways to break that and kind of squash that entry, but you're right. Sometimes it looks like it's almost too easy.
Yeah. There's not as much forcing on the break in.
And I think one of the tough things with it too is if you force too hard,
then you're so far out of position.
Then that guy fakes drop and wheels. And now you got one guy beat, and you basically got 4 on 3, right? So you got to kind of respect it, but at the same time, it's.
I remember we had talked before about Morgan Riley always kind of doing the hip flip at center ice, and then he'd either keep it or he'd drop it.
Yeah.
Which at least then it's options, a couple options, but
Guys, I got to tell you, I just started watching the game. Checked out. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've done that.
I just watched about the last minute, and I'm like,
I better not say what they had just been talking about for 3 minutes.
Nobody asked me a question.
Well, I don't
they showed Gritty in the stands again.
Right
So
I've just been talking the whole time.
Gritty was just chugging a beer in section 320.
Yeah, getting a married girl's number. Both these teams, though, like obviously tremendous amount of like top 6 talent as far as their first 2 lines on the offensively and even defensively. But man, on the power play and stuff, they zing that puck around quick and like create so much. And when they get it set up, it's crazy how well they do it, or how good they are at like moving that puck around and snapping around and creating.
Or shooting off of like shooting the puck regardless of where it is,
Yeah.
how it's
Yeah.
laying on the ice. Like,
Yeah, totally.
impressive. One time a puck when it's on its side,
Yeah.
full speed.
And even like passes that aren't
Nice
perfect.
play there, yeah.
That was a
That's
really
it.
good play. Just
Talk about just being strong, though, even on one hand, you know, where that could have got out.
yeah.
Talking
That
to
was
kids,
about
talking to players of all levels. Like, just
1650. The
be
D made a good play.
strong on the puck.
Keeping
Yeah,
the puck
D-man
in.
just sliding like off the draw, puck kind of goes to the middle and it's out of reach, but he slides one hand, stops it, makes and keeps it alive basically for another 15, 20 seconds in the zone at least, which those are like, again, little plays that aren't maybe going to show up on a score sheet
Yeah.
like that, but
Desperation
keeps
type
possession,
stuff that
yeah.
makes a difference.
for sure.
These guys can cover so much ice if they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just with reach and speed
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah,
definitely.
taking a couple
Even-
steps.
Look at both those guys. Both guys on the wall. So it was probably started around the 16-25 mark. And one guy had one hand on his stick, just like looking around his body, holding the guy off. Then he put it down low to the other boss,
Yeah.
to the winger, and he just holding him off. So aware and strong at the same time.
Oh my.
Great play by.
Well, even that drop by Hayes, like high risk, it ended up working
Yeah.
out, right? But and knowing where guys are, I'm sure, you know, I think it was Trav coming in was calling for it, but just like little plays like that,
Yeah.
and once again, like you're gonna get a leash to be able to do that. As a
Going
top
back
six,
to
imagine a
Hayes.
fourth liner drop the puck to the blue like that.
for a turnover the other way.
Yeah.
American League written all over it.
You get the puck on the bench, it's got AHL on it. Like, oh, jeez. And then we joke about it, but the bottom that you're 12th, 11th, 12th, 13th forward in the NHL, like not that they're interchangeable at all, but man, if you're not playing well and you're not doing well when you're in the lineup and you're not doing what the coach is asking, like there's going to be a call up from the A. There's going to be a guy coming up to take your spot or at least get a tryout, get an opportunity to showcase himself. And if you're not putting the time, that work in or, playing well, and man, it is a short leash for some of those guys for sure.
So again, going back to like Hershey and Wash, let's say for the example for them, if those 11, 12 forwards that you're talking about that play fourth line minutes, just for people who maybe don't know a bunch about like how the farm systems work, but are you normally sending up the top point guys from the American League to fill those spots?
That's a good point, actually. No, it depends on who goes down. So for instance, like Backstrom went down. So then they brought up like one of the top point getters who's a little bit older, like 25, 26, to the NHL to kind of fill that role as potentially playing second unit power play and, maybe top 9 minutes, right? To kind of everyone in the lineup will move up a little bit to cover off Backstrom's ice and Backstrom's position, but they're bringing up somebody that's got some skill that can play with skill guys, right? Yeah. But then there was just a call up with Beck Mellenstein, who's kind of a good third, fourth line guy. Plays hard, heavy, he's awesome, plays good minutes, unreal penalty killer, block shots, but he got called up to kind of fill that fourth line role in the NHL. And so it depends on what they need, number one. So as a player, I think the more well-rounded that you can be, like if you can play up and down the lineup, as far as, being a fourth line guy and being okay with that, but then also having enough skill to be able to play top six, that's huge. And I know it's a lot to ask of young players, but right now their 13th forward in Washington is Travis Boyd, who's really skilled player, can play top six. Probably has almost half a point a game in the amount of games he's played in the NHL, which is crazy. But he can't get in the lineup. Like they're playing well, the team's playing good. Their top four lines are playing really well. So he's been healthy to a bunch of games in the last little bit. But he's also versatile. He can play fourth line. He can penalty kill. He can do everything, right? But he can also play up the lineup. So
that's interesting. I know that might shock some people. Like you
always
some
think,
people
the
think,
top
okay,
point
whoever
guy,
has the most points is going to get the call next. But some of those guys that sign American League deals know that they're, the likelihood of them getting called up again is
for sure.
Probably not.
And then there's also on the flip side of that, you got guys that maybe aren't on NHL deals, just on AHL deals, and they start playing really well. And then all of a sudden, man, they get a call up and they get an opportunity, and then they play and
they can go anywhere. Or does
if they're not, they can. Yeah. So if they're not under contract with that team, like let's say for instance Hershey's with Washington, but if they're just a free agent signing, then they can go anywhere.
Yeah. Sorry, kind of got off topic there a little bit.
Anything good happen here, Kevin? Did you catch anything?
You guys been good? That's a tough turnover.
Hayes, man, he's just got that reach.
Yeah.
Like he's barely moving his feet, but he just keeps poking.
So that was Pasternak trying to come out of his own zone and make like a fancy little through the stick play.
Like 13,
turned it
10.
over.
Yeah.
Not And now that you were talking about this earlier, let's say third, fourth liner does that.
Was that Hayes?
He's going back.
No, it wasn't.
Raffle.
Yeah, Raffle.
Oh,
Good
another
wheels for a
huge
guy
body.
with like
Yeah.
piano on his back.
Yeah,
But he's another big guy. He doesn't move great, but he's
No.
effective around the net.
And even like, how about Voracek? Does he move? Does he move pretty well?
he can fly
Probably,
pretty good.
Yeah, like when he gets up to when he has the puck, he's
his
just
quicks is
deceptive.
I don't
start-
think he's getting faster year by year anymore.
No, but like there's a lot of those type players on Philly. Like
Yeah,
those
definitely.
big, and then
Yeah.
there's a lot of smaller guys too, like that can
Yeah.
because they always had like a Matt Reed and
Yeah.
Jordan Wheel,
Yeah.
like those smaller righty.
happened to him? Where is he?
He's
He was in
Montreal, I
Toronto's
think.
system, wasn't he?
Who?
Who's that?
He was in Toronto's
Reed?
system for like.
Yeah, he's in with the Marlies.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
So Matt Reed, obviously from kind of
Local
London
guy.
area.
Oh, I thought he was
Lives in
back
there, I
up.
think.
St. Mary's, I think, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was back. Or no, he's from
Isn't Ilderton or Lucan?
Oh yeah, you might be right.
just outside.
I think he might have played junior B there.
Is it
Hang on,
Denfield
boys.
or like?
Hang on, boys.
I played against him in college. One of my last years was one of his first, and he was
In Bemidji, up Bemidji State, right?
Bemidji State. Bemidji State Badgers.
Beavers?
The Badgers?
Beavers.
Beavers.
Beeves. The
And
Beeves.
he
Tough name.
was very good.
Oh, he's I
Very,
played against
very-
him too. Yeah,
Did you?
I think that was his.
Yeah, he's played 27 games for
played
Toronto
3
Marlies.
years, right?
Mhm.
In 3 years college.
I think I only played against him for 1 year. It was his first year.
With
and
Matt Dalton.
He was good.
You know
And
what?
another local guy,
Jamie McQueen.
McQueen. Yeah, Queener played there then
I
too.
just want to check out what Reader made.
He had a couple.
Because you know what, man?
real
He
good
signed out of
years.
college as a free agent. And
He had a bit of a bidding, like he
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
buzz going,
He did.
and I think it was Pittsburgh who kind of got on their radar, and once one team, starts talking
Yeah.
about Shinwanya, then it almost not a bidding war, but he kind of had his pick a little bit.
I know we're
He
getting
had some
away
good years
from
there.
the game again, but like I've heard multiple stories of that, like high prospects, free agent guys that especially out of college, who once their seasons are over, they pretty much whether it's Toronto, like a bigger market, they'll fly there and they'll just have meetings all day with different teams and say this is what we can offer you, this is what we want you, and it's pretty much just like an audition for these teams to try to
It's
scoop this
so
guy,
true, man.
which is mind blowing.
Okay,
Like, this guy just grinded out a 3 or 4 years in college, like scrounging to,
Yeah. What would you guess that Matt Reed made in his career? So there's a free agent out of college, not undrafted. I mean, obviously, actually had a real good NHL career.
What was his first deal then?
He played 449 games in NHL, which
Yes.
is unbelievable. Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
awesome.
say 12 mil.
But
He's a
what
good
was his
guy,
deal
too.
though?
His first deal was 900,000.
No, how many years? Sorry.
Oh, no, he had 3.
2 year. 2 year would have been his max coming out of college, right?
Yeah, he's basically signed.
Because entry level wouldn't be, you can only do 2 year if you're over a certain age, right?
He signed a 3-year deal out of college by the
So
looks of it.
he might have been still under that age.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyways, not important.
I say 12, and I'm not gonna ask 12 questions like Max.
We're watching a hockey game. Sorry.
What do we got?
Yeah.
What's your guess, Max?
Maybe not that high. 8?
17.27 mil. Yeah,
Wow.
good for him.
Wow, Max, that was a terrible guess.
Yeah.
I nailed it. I knew exactly what it was.
Laser actually gets 16.75, so he wins.
No, I would never guess that high, but good for him. The man, his one deal though it was with Philly was 3.25, man.
For
He
how
was
many years?
good.
4 years. Yeah, it's unreal. Like good for him though.
Yeah.
After that 1 year that he had, did he have like 1 or 2 like stellar years, and then
Yeah, he did.
because he did not kind of stay at that pace, which is unfortunate because he was
like in
Real
Lucan
good.
for Lucan Irish, he got 49 points. No, but he had in Philly, he had 47 points in 79 games, which is really good.
And we should probably go back to talking about this game because this third period has been good. But
there's been no goals.
last
so we're
thing,
just like,
last thing about him, he got cut from like his high school team in grade 9.
That's right.
And then he was kind of small, and then he grew a bit, and he just obviously loved it and kept working at it. And then he finally made a junior B team late, I think 1 year, then a OPGHL team maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he played in Milton, I think.
Yeah, and then he went there for like 1
Well, he
year.
played St. Mary's for 2 and then
2 in
Brantford,
St. Mary's. Okay.
And then he went to Des Moines in the USHL, and that's probably where he
Okay,
got his
so-
Scully.
Yeah. And then he
had
went
62
there
points
like
in 58 games.
so
He didn't play
that guy-
Milton at all? Oh,
No, that
was
must
way
be
off.
that's the other Matt Reed.
Where did I get that from? Brantford.
Brantford, yeah.
So thinking about this game, okay, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 seconds. There's a whistle. Boston's up 5-4. No goals in the third. At what point do you start Philly, or do you think Philly starts? And it's been a good period, kind of back and forth. What point do you think they start pushing? Like probably not yet. Like they're just cruising right now.
If they keep it tight like this, 5-minute mark,
they're not pinching and like being risky yet. But
when you talk about like pushing, like obviously right now they want to try to score and win the game. Don't get me wrong, but if it stays 5-4, I bet you the last 5 minutes.
Sorry, the period started 5-4 too, right?
Yes.
So probably going into it, I would say there'd be an initial push. Like
no, I think that fourth line goal was right in the third, wasn't it? That fourth line goal.
No. That was the other end of the ice.
Are you pulling up the box score right now?
Yeah.
No, because remember it was at this end. It was that right end.
I can't remember.
No, yeah. So it was 5-4. So that first 5, they would have been pretty fired up, and then like once you kind of get a bit of a rhythm going, I'm sure. But just like right now, time's probably flying for them.
So there's a whistle at the 10-minute mark, and I actually don't know. I mean, we know they score, but I don't know when. But let's look at who's playing right now. So the first line was just out there. Now they followed back up with the third line.
Yeah,
so that's
the third line.
Van Riemsdyk.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to assume that Voracek and Couturier are going to come out next, and then Giroux and Konechny's line will be back out right, and Hayes will be back out right. Like there's no chance they're playing more than their top 9, maybe even less than that.
Right. Yeah.
Do they change the way they play?
That's bad.
Throughout the period, you think, or do you think they're just playing with more speed and more? Because that's one thing that always kind of was amazing to me is how you're not playing with too much risk or giving up too much, but at the same time you need to score a goal.
So if you look right now though, it's 8:20 in. Like Boston's playing a high 1-2-2. Like their forechecker didn't even go in, right?
Yeah.
So they're playing more conservative, trying to conserve the lead a little bit, sit on their lead, and then obviously Philly's going to be 2-man all the time. Like they're going to be 2-man on the puck all the time, trying to create. So now you see
which is tiring.
For sure.
We were wrong. Look, they threw out the fourth line.
Well, Bunny had one there. So
Bunny had one. Yeah. They did put out the fourth line with 8 minutes left. And they've had full control for a minute or two.
Yeah.
But look, they kept it all. Like, I mean, if you can put your fourth line out there, you can put your fourth line out and they can keep the momentum and the pressure. Like,
yeah. Oh, jeez. That's a penalty.
Yeah, that was a little. Oh, hopefully they didn't put the 4. Yeah, because that guy might have been in the bubble. 11.
Oh, here we go. That was a bit of a late hit. It was kind of from behind
a bit.
Yeah. So this is at the 7:30 mark, but you can see the fourth line was out for Philly.
Did he change too?
He was going off.
He hit him.
He was going off.
52. It was. He had a really long last name. Like maybe a hyphenated.
Yeah, he had a hyphenated name.
Fair.
Oh, that was the guy that was out in front. Yeah.
Like
some good lids here
to fight him.
Good lids.
Tor.
So I think it must have been Farabee that hit him, right?
7:30 here. I think it was 52. Maybe Farabee jumped in for him.
Was it Kruger that got hit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not the time for Philly to take a penalty. 8 minutes left. Full.
No.
Did they take it?
I don't know if they did or not, but
it'll they didn't call the original because Philly had the puck, right?
Yep, you're right.
So I don't think they called the original penalty. But
great.
If it did end up, I'm going to assume coincidental. That's what I'm going to assume. And we're doing this all without looking at the box scores here, just so it's,
we did such a good job.
We're going to be just as surprised as everybody else when they're watching. We did such a good
job last time. There was a melee guessing who got penalties. I'm really actually interested to see who got it here. Oh, the goalie got one. Weird.
Yeah,
we're way off.
So it looks like it's 4-on-4, so it's going to be.
So coincidentals. So the guys are they're just showing the
hugging
replay right now. Everyone's grabbing a guy.
Yeah. Asking about
Nobody dropped their gloves, I don't think.
No.
You do have Boston's top line out there though. So
yeah.
Marchand, Bergeron. They're probably not going.
4-on-4.
So 4-on-4, a lot of ice. 4-on-4 hockey's fun. 3-on-3 is even a little bit more fun because there's so much ice and so much wheeling.
mostly man on man, you think? For defense here?
Yeah.
Which is
And for the
tough.
most part, it's
tell
like-
me you get stuck with like somebody like connecting
Right.
or Marchand. You're like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
This is who I got to match up with?
There it is.
Oh, wow. Who was that?
Just tied it up.
Sanheim.
Sanheim.
Sam again.
Two
What's he doing
times.
down there?
1 goal from the blue line and 1 from the crease.
Yeah.
Good for you as
So
a D-man.
7:02 left. It's going to remain 5-5. Should we skip right to OT?
Sure.
I say we do it.
Okay.
Let's just
Nice
watch.
goal by
let's just see
Sanheim,
how-
though. Yeah. And again, 4-4, those D kind of leak in a little bit, and the puck squirts out. Obviously, he's kind of left all alone. But normally, what you do 4-4 is you'd have your forwards are marking their D, and D are marking the forwards.
But just for, I mean, I know we're kind of joking that he's in, behind the net. He's down there because he got the puck on the rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He jumped in and then he ended up behind the net. And then as he was coming, out high again, it came right to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even in today's game, they're not putting their 5-6 guys out on a 4-on-4 usually. So those guys are pretty versatile where they can they can
That's a good
be
point.
interchangeable,
Yeah.
right? And it's tough for a forward there to drop back and fill a D position.
Yeah.
But
So
hey,
start
worked.
of overtime now, 5-5, and they went Couturier and Voracek up front against Pasternak and Bergeron.
And I think almost every team, and correct if you guys have seen anything different, let me know. But very seldomly you see 2D, 1 forward, unless it's a real good, sick.
Yeah.
But I normally it's 2 forwards, 1 D. And then the one thing about 3-on-3 is that's a little bit of a penalty there, a little hook by.
Wow, that's weird to see that Moore guy out there with those
Break.
two. First unit.
Oh, he shot.
That's a nice save. So again, there's that backhand, a forehand, little snap right there by
Yeah.
Couturier. Great shot.
I think he was
Philly.
trying to play off the everyone passes that kind of on a bit of a 2-on-0, and he was trying to surprise him. And he
What really bugs me when I watch this is the amount of guys that give up on their back check when it's a 2-on-1.
Yes.
Like they'll just let their guy go join the rush and just hope there's a save or
something comes the other
somebody
way,
misses
right?
the net.
Yeah.
We're like, man, just go save the goal and then change. Like I know it's easier said than done.
You know what else you see a lot of, and if you play the game, you get it, and it actually does help, is guys pushing guys up the ice.
Yeah,
So you're back checking, I'm behind you, and I
a slingshot.
push my stick on your butt and
Shake and
basically your
bake.
hips and give you a little bit of a shake and bake. We'll give you like a little bit of a
Slingshot engaged.
Super Mario Brother booster.
Sorry.
Are you done?
No, I love that.
I
Keep
love
going.
it. I
keep
like
going.
it. Keep doing
Ricky
it.
Bobby.
But it happens all the time, man, and it does actually work. I don't know if you've ever had it done, Nia, but
Yeah, it does. Big time.
It's awesome.
Especially at the end of your shift.
It used to be something that
Here we
was
go.
like,
Let's watch the back check
here and there, but
not even in the picture. Like gliding back. Giroux there.
Connecty's gas.
So gas.
he's
So
been out there for a
gas.
bit.
He got knocked down at the other side, kind of caused that turnover. Here we go. Change. No,
Oh, he's not even
No,
gonna
he's
get there.
stay. He's gonna catch his breath so he can keep going.
Oh, he is gonna get there.
No, he's not.
Oh, no, there's no chance there. He's like, please don't score, please don't score.
Man, there's been probably Philly, Halak's made 2 good saves. And same for Hart. There's been 4 or 5 decent chances already. First half of this overtime.
So if you watch your 3-on-3, like we talked about 4-on-4, it's kind of man to man. You can see how guys are spinning away and grabbing their guy and kind of trying to mark their guy.
Except Trav. He's in a zone right now because he's so tired.
And then you'll also see a lot of times in games 3-on-3 where guys will they don't know how to play, they'll pull it outside the blue line. And the reason for that is getting that other team coming out and then be able to attack them with speed a little bit or catch them on a bit of a change or just trying to change the look rather than trying to force something down low with 3 guys down there. It is fun though to watch this, to see the skill on guys, just how they move the puck, protect the puck.
But also very methodical. Like as they're kind of curling around, looking like they're just waiting for some little lane to open up or a seam.
For sure.
Yeah, you really got to change your mentality.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that some players, I think they all get better at as they go. The more they do it, but some
You think
players
they
are just good
practice
at
this
it.
stuff much? 3-on-3 stuff or no?
Yeah, they do a little bit for
I
sure.
think so.
You know what else they practice quite a bit is
that's
6-on-5
Yeah, I could see that.
because
But
goalies getting pulled on delayed penalties.
But in the old days, like you're talking like 30, 40 seconds is all you're playing now. You may play 6-on-5 at the 2.5 minute mark.
Yeah.
So guys are getting 2-3 shifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It used to just be the end of the game, but now you got a couple minutes. So I think that makes sense that they're spending way more time doing it.
No, definitely. That was a waster right there.
Last minute here of overtime.
Yeah. And then Max has to go for a nap.
I can't sit in one spot for too long.
Giroux's a guy too, man. When you look at it, like his numbers over the last couple of years, that should have been a penalty right there.
Been a couple that I'm surprised. No calls in overtime.
Geez. But how much has he changed his game, like to come back and have a big season? I think last year, and then this year, obviously doing well. But
like I don't know this for sure. Like I'm asking, he's had 100-point seasons, and you think maybe he hasn't had one in a couple, but now they've got a little bit more balanced scoring with like other guys, Hayes and Konechny and some of these other guys getting a few points where maybe he's changing his game a bit in terms of like, I don't need 100, 70, 80 or 90 or whatever. And he's a little bit more responsible.
But I think
watch right here. Oh, what a save.
I thought for sure that was it.
Couturier here though, just being aware, not giving up, going to the net. And all he does is poke a loose puck.
So this
and
is
they
the
should have
last
scored.
minute here. Last 2 seconds of OT. Provorov had a sick opportunity to bury the game here.
So Couturier just dumps a little weak backhand or loses it, but instead of giving up, he keeps his eye on the puck and he just pokes it.
That's crazy. All right. Now that could have been the game right there.
Shootout time.
Should have been the game.
Right, if they scored in overtime? Yeah, that was it.
Okay, let's check out these moves though. So Hayes is up first. See what he's got, what the big guy's got. And go. All right.
Comes in kind of slow.
Yeah, that was a little
open him up.
A little bit different than
a lot of times guys are going like backhand, forehand, and then far side. And I think he tried to open him up a little bit and go.
It's like he was waiting for something, and then he kind of popped up right.
He didn't go out super wide, but it's getting pretty common for guys to be going, way outside the box, like way out.
They don't do the 3 strips anymore.
No. Yeah, you're right. They don't.
It's just shovels now, I think.
Yeah, they do. It's just shovels now. And that's also too, like you can see the snow on the boards. I don't know if you just saw it there, but the snow's piled up on the sideboards. They just in the end, see the end.
Wow. That was tough. He like actually Pasternak there just like toe dragged back to avoid the poke check.
Yeah.
Which was impressive.
Yeah, he's pretty good at ice.
Kind of ran into space.
He came straight
Drew
down.
here.
Drew. Oh, I like that.
Oh, the save was ridiculous. Way. Yeah.
He gets a little bit lucky, goes off the post.
So he goes backhand, comes back to his forehand.
Then to his backhand
again. That's crazy.
And I think it's post and hits the back of his glove. Oh man.
Wow. What a sick save by Halak right there. So post glove and out.
Really nice. Coil.
How difficult, like Kev as a goaltender, how difficult would you say that save would be?
Well, the thing is.
It's all positional.
Yeah. I'm still working on just putting my pads on the right feet. So we'll leave the goalie advice to somebody else.
Well, as of right now, you're the goalie expert out here. So you're going to get asked all the goalie questions. That's the worst though for the player too, man. You think you have one, you haven't beat, and then that happens. You're just like, oh man. Now, what's it like going to the bench after you miss in a shootout? So you have a chance right now, the third shooter for each team. You have a chance to score, and at least extend it or win it.
I think it's different, the quality of your move. Like if you had a good attempt and he made a nice save, you're like, but if you butchered it and you got nothing off,
that's true.
You feel like,
or you missed the net.
Yeah. That was nice.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Sure.
Outside of the post though.
Everyone's come in pretty slow so far.
Yeah.
No one's come in with a ton of speed.
Now, the other thing too, like when you're on the bench, we got the glove on it and bar. Sorry, I was way off on that.
He was pretty deep in his net for not being that, type, not crazy move there.
Now, you're on the bench right now. So 3 guys have gone. You're 3 main guys. You kind of know who they are. You're potentially a young guy who could be one of the next guys up. Like, what are you thinking? Are you like, send me? Or are you like, I'll go next, like after the next guy?
Just depends how your moves are.
But maybe that depends on if you're first shooter or second shooter. Like what if you're second shooter and the other guy scores round 5?
Oh, man.
Have to score.
Yeah.
So we're in round 4 right now. Is that Farabee?
Yeah. See, they're trying to open him up and Halak's doing a good job. Like this is a little good stick handle, pushed it hard as forehand on the left side of his body, then try to send it back through the 5 hole and nothing there.
Nice try.
Yeah, he was there. He had it. My professional goaltending opinion.
Yeah,
He was
locked
there.
in on
He
that
had
one.
it. Yeah.
Great
Locked in
shield,
on
yeah.
it.
Too much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
That's the other thing too, though. A lot of
inside
times
dash marks.
guys kind of run out of real estate a little bit, right? And then it's hard to get that puck up or make a play with it, but Hart read that well. It was a good play.
It's hard to stick in with your laces tighter on your skates. I think that's what it was.
Trav.
So here's round
Wow.
5. Konechny's going to come in here. And he hasn't done great on shootouts. I know he had one this year and then berries. So that was a good like backhand, forehand, snap it.
I think that puts him that was like 2 for 5 or 2 for 6 on the season.
Which is huge for a
great
young guy like
numbers.
that to get
Yeah.
that confidence back in his shootout because he hasn't been doing well. One of the things they say too is if you can cross the midline of the net, so if you're coming down on an angle, you can get across the midline and add some deception, kind of like Marchand does here on the puck. Watch this deception.
Oh no, he skates. For those that have been living under a rock and don't have Sports Center.
So Marchand had a chance to like tie it up and miss. I shouldn't say miss, tapped his puck just enough to move it, which negates the penalty shot. So he loses that penalty shot. But real quick, on both sides of this, so for like Konechny obviously getting confidence, getting a chance to score a goal in a shootout, it's huge. But for Marchand, you guys have all done a shootout before, right?
Yeah.
It is nerve-wracking. Now you're going in the 5th round. You got to score to tie it up. You're thinking about what you're going to do on the shot. You're kind of like picking up the puck's a joke. It's easy.
Yeah.
And didn't maybe focus on that enough and then just skims it here.
Yeah.
And pushes it just enough to get it moving forward, which negates the penalty shot. But basically, that's his shot. I don't think it's going to make it to the net.
Oh, man.
And you know, like he's a smart guy. He knows right there that he's done.
So Max, let's go back to your answer when you said, "How do you feel going back to the bench after like ripping one bar and out like on a good move? You feel okay, but how do you feel there?"
I'm sure he feels pretty bad.
Okay, we'll finish on this though. What do you think? Like tough game, they got a point out of it. They were winning. They should have won. I know guys aren't gonna be happy, but when the dust settles on this, so Monday at practice, or let's say Monday game, so Tuesday at practice. Like, do you think anyone's digging it? Like,
they'll be ripping. Like,
I think that there's probably not much said. Like, tonight, it's like tap on the shin pads. You know, hey, like in the shower, don't worry about it. But I think tomorrow
somebody will add like an extra piece on the bottom.
Or something. I think there is some funny stuff.
Yeah, put the puck on a little riser or something.
Yeah. A guy like him who always does a lot for his team. I'm sure they're not giving him too hard a time.
But he's also a guy who's like pretty funny and loves to rip on other people.
Yeah,
so
if he's like that off the ice.
Think the opposite,
I think he's gonna
I just mean like they're not gonna be pissed at him.
No.
I mean they're not gonna, like they're not gonna be like maybe a young guy goes in and does that. They're like, "Are you kidding me?"
They're right.
Yeah, exactly.
But what a wicked opportunity to like give it to one of your bats, right? Like that'd be sick.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Well, man, listen, that was fun.
It was good.
It was long enough.
So we'll give everyone a 5-minute break and then we'll watch Tuesday night's game.
Yeah, we got Detroit and
No, it was good, man.
Yeah,
I think
it was fun.
we'll do that again. But I'd like to do it in a more relaxed environment where we can have some beers and chill out and enjoy some.
sounds good.
Good. All right, boys. Thanks a lot for coming, man.
Alrighty.